Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Hello. Where is Monty? Monty is late. I just ping Monty. He forgot. Let me move this down here. I have this on my screen on the top. So hey everybody, 31 current viewers. Okay, let's post this also on Discord, just for good measure. And everyone, I hate pressing that button. But hey, it's a good button. Publish it. There we go. How are you all doing? The trailer is received differently than I mean. We hoped that it would get received well. I didn't expect to get over 100,000 views in a day. So that's a nice surprise. Because usually where's Monty? Usually we get ignored. We really get many eyes on us. And I'm used to that. But hey, this might be a start of something. This is like the first taste. Is it gonna be the same when the game releases? I don't know. I'm just rambling now because I'm waiting. Monty, where are you? I need some support. Oh God, I need to pop this chat out because either it's way too much on the right. I could put it here, I guess. I have a lot of screens. That's perfectly in the middle right there. That's good. Let me put Discord on this monitor then. There we go. I have OBS here. That's good. So 6. Holy shit! I've never had that many views in the live stream. There are a lot of comments. I have to. Do we want to have some music in here? I can put some Portal 2 music on. I don't know how much Revolution music I want to put on right now. As we have a lot, but I want to keep surprises, Let me put this microphone closer. That should be better. So I just asked Apple mukbang. Yeah, I have an apple here. It's actually pretty old. I mean, it still tastes well, so that's all that cares, isn't it? So to comment on things that I've read, I'm from Austria, so I have a Austrian German accent. The game has been in development for 7 years. I started this when I was 13 years old. I'm just gonna sit here. This is my day now, I'll just chill and read comments. I started this when I was 13 years old, just as a I just wanted to mess around with the SDK. Then it grew and grew and grew and grew. The game is pretty long. It depends on your skill and how much time you take. So if you really speedrun, like if you do it as fast as possible and you're good at Portal puzzle solving, you can beat it in like 2 hours. We've had a playtester that beat it in 2 hours. I mean, he just solves like every puzzle immediately. Other players take up to 6 hours to get halfway through. And those players don't even like struggle that much. They don't sit in a single chamber for like an hour and think, oh my god, it's so hard, I can't do it. It's more that they just take their time, take a few more minutes to finish a puzzle. And across 40 puzzles or more, I don't know how many puzzles we have. I haven't counted. Something about over 40. If you have over 40 puzzles, then that adds up, And there's also just a lot of details and things hidden, so you can find a lot of stuff. So yeah, if you're really quick, 2 hours, but regularly, it's like low end 5 hours, high end 10, maybe more if you're not that great at puzzles, at portal puzzle solving. Um, even as developers, if we play through the game, we take like 2 hours because as we just there's so much. Different language dubs. No, we have no idea for different language dubs. We want to do subtitles. So on release there will be German and English subtitles because I can translate in German. But dubs, no, there are no plans for that. I want to add subtitles in as many languages as possible, but it's difficult to get that done before release. We just don't have the capacity to do that. Where is Monty? He forgot. He forgot. I'm gonna shame him. No, I keep bullying Monty. I shouldn't. I have not that many views in live stream. Holy shit. I'm a very amateur streamer. I have no idea how this works. You know, I've done it before, but I usually just have like 10 people that watch me map in Hammer. I appreciate all of the help that everyone can take Monty's place. No, Trick. Come on. Developer the commentary, okay? Not play just the commentary. What was the thing? Yeah, with translating, I see a lot of people that are very, kind and want to help us translate. Problem is, I don't feel comfortable just sending my game to random people on the internet. And I don't have the ability to check, like 10 languages if they work. The game is bigger than you think. It's a lot of effort to translate. I have not even started with the German translation yet, and it's very scary. So I have to get on that. Smee, stop talking about the mod. This is my channel. I have some playtesters in here that talk about the mod. No German dub, no. I don't have the time or anything to find a German voice actor and re-record everything. We have. Let me just quickly check how many voice lines there are. So you've seen in the trailer there are those 2 characters. In total, those are 791 voice lines. So you can see that it's a lot of effort to get that translated at this point in time. So it's not gonna happen. Okay, I'm sorry. I know everyone wants it. But realize that I'm just a guy. I'm not a company. I'm not Valve. I don't have the capacity for that. Getting English done is already hard enough. So a lot of voice lines, yeah. No, there's no co-op. And it does run on Linux, yeah. There's currently one, so the engine. I've gotten a lot of questions about Stratosaurus. The engine we had a lot of problems with the engine, but it's currently really stable. We had a lot of bugs that we had to fix that stressed me out a lot. But now we only have like 2 more bugs remaining. I forgot what the other bug was. So one of the bugs is that it happens only on Linux. It's really obscure. I have no idea why it happens. Problem with that is I don't have a development environment. I can't develop for Linux right now properly. I can compile the binaries, but I don't have a Linux machine that I can properly compile this stuff on. Because I'm not compiling this engine on my laptop. That's gonna take ages. So there's still one bug, but once that's resolved, Linux works. There's not going to be Mac, but it will be on Linux and Windows, of course. We don't use characters from Portal 2. I think Rory is going to join us. We don't use Portal 2 characters, so we just don't have those voice lines. We only have original characters. The reason that is I just didn't want to butcher Valve's characters, you know. I definitely don't feel comfortable using machine learning to replicate Ella McLean's voice for something. That doesn't feel right. My hair is a mess. That just doesn't feel right. So we're trying to only have original voice actors. To turn off the voices. No, there won't be. It's a fucking game. We might add a slider for. So Monty has been suggesting this for ages, to add a voice, a volume slider for the voices, just so you can mix it yourself later. Because if you've played through the game 500 times already, you don't want to listen to it all over again for like 2-minute cutscene or whatever. If we I tried adding it didn't work. But yeah, no, dude, play the game with voices, dude. We spent so much time on all of this stuff. You're not gonna turn off my voice acting, okay? If you don't want to play with sound, then that's your problem. My God. Getting angry again. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean. But I saw I think it was a Reddit post by someone on r/portal or whatever, where someone asked if it's a good idea to play the game without sound because they want to turn on their own music. And I'm like, why would you play a Valve game without, like, they put so much attention to it. It's half of the experience. You're missing half of the experience if you don't have the sound on. I've read some comments about the voice acting. Some people don't like the voice, other people really like the voice. We really like the voice. In that case, I think it's just preference. We try to make the characters interesting and vibrant. We don't just want them to be bland, nice guys, safe options. And if you don't like it, then I'm sorry, but I think they're pretty cool characters. I'm pretty happy with how they worked out. New sound, new music. Look, I can check how many sound files there are, but that isn't accurate because we have multiple sound files. Because we have dynamic music, right? Like, you fling through the air, and then there's a separate musical track playing that is like or whatever. So files, we have 85 right now, but it doesn't mean we have 85 individual sound musical pieces. But yeah, we've got a lot of music. Rare voice lines. Yeah, we have some really obscure stuff. I tried to make. I always keep saying I because I implemented it. We tried to make things. What was I saying? Yeah, we tried to add places where the characters react to what you're doing in the environment. Valve often has like nag lines, they call it, where hi. Finally, I'm no longer alone.
You are no longer alone. My mic works though, right?
Your mic works. I hope the mixing is okay, because I can't check that. Can you just say something real quick?
Hello.
That should be fine. I could put you a bit louder, maybe. So this is Rory. He's on the core team. Say hello, Rory.
Hello.
Rory is... you joined as a modeler, but nowadays you're mainly doing programming, right?
Yeah. Well, I originally tried to join as a programmer, and then you said God no, and then I joined as a modeler, and then kept bugging you to become a programmer.
Yeah, did you?
I did originally.
I don't remember it that way. Did you
The
join?
application, originally in the application, I said that I could either do programming or 3D modeling.
Did you complete? No, did you? I read comments
No, I'm not.
accidentally.
I'm
Did
ever
you did you join
exaggerating.
before? Did you join before or after we had source code? Because that would
I
make
think after,
after.
because at that point you were already like, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it was before you. It was before the I'm pretty sure at that time it was more towards like P2C stuff because you were still working on that. So I don't know if did Revo specifically have. I think Revo specifically had a source engine license at that point, though.
No, we got that really late. I think that was probably
Oh,
the
yeah.
issue that we didn't have a license just for Revolution. Um, so it
Do
was
mind
difficult
everything you
getting you.
say you are saying in a public QA,
This is
in
not.
case you say anything.
This is public knowledge. This is on
Okay,
Monty and
yeah.
everywhere. I know everything
Okay,
that I've said publicly. Don't worry. Uh,
okay, just making sure.
no. At that point, I didn't have a license just for Revolution. So
Okay,
um,
yeah, now I remember. Yeah, that makes
that
sense.
would have been complications because you would have had to work on P2C exclusively. And I followed my NDA. I didn't have a branch before we had that separate license. I was a good boy. I still am a good. I'm a
Good
good boy.
boy.
I'm a good boy. How man? I'm not. This is the most viewed live stream I've had so far. I didn't expect to be so many viewers in this. Holy shit. Um.
Gotta get Monty to come in.
Yeah. Where's Monty? He said yes, and he's online. Where is he? He's just on the toilet watching the trailer for the 15th time.
Yeah.
I read Demon Rizz's comment before of how we decided what shots to include. That was really tough. In the end, I think I would have preferred if I had a few more behind the scenes areas in there. Um, but at that point, I just had to get the trailer out, and the trailer was. I still like the trailer that we have. Um, but I feel like a lot of people, not a lot of people, I had one person who thought that we only had test chambers. And even in the trailer, we have a lot of behind the scenes areas, but I guess they just don't stick out much. Because our areas, they kind of flow into each other more, where it isn't just test chamber and then behind the scenes. They're kind of more interchangeable. We have a lot of areas that are in the style of behind the scenes, and then have like a proper puzzle that you can call a test chamber. It just doesn't have a test chamber sign on it. Um, so yeah, there's a bit of mixture like that. I mainly just try to look for things because we already had the music, right? We made the music first for the trailer. And Aurora, if you could look at some comments and remember some good
Yeah.
questions for me to answer, that would be nice.
Okay.
um,
I'll got
right.
the live stream up in the comments
Yeah.
of the video.
We already had the music, so we knew that it was going to be very energetic, with a bit of a pause in the middle. And so for that pause, I already knew that I wanted some cinematic flybys, so we took the money shots, the pretty ones. And then for the rest, it was just. It used to be a bit more of a bit more like. I definitely wanted the trailer to be gameplay oriented, not just be cinematic flybys. I looked at a lot of trailers, like in comparison to Porter's Mel's trailer, which is what I use as reference a lot because it's a big mod. Their trailer is mainly cinematic flybys with a little bit of gameplay, but even the gameplay, it looks like it's done in SFM. I wanted this trailer to be purely diegetic. This is what the game actually looks like. This is what the gameplay is. We have jerky mouse movement some of the times, but that's just part of it. I wanted that to feel like you're actually playing the game. So yeah,
I think the reason for that is because, like, for a lot of like mod, like one of the main things that they're prioritizing is like trying to maintain some kind of like professionalism and to make it look like, whoa, it's a real game trailer and stuff. And since people already know what Portal 2 like plays like, they're in the Mel trailer. They're like, first thing, new Portal gun. Second thing, new core. Look at this fancy environment. this hasn't been seen in Portal to kind of like advertise to where their strengths are because mechanically Mel is pretty similar to Portal 2. Like, and yeah,
Exactly. I mean, I don't fault Mel. I just wanted to say that I wanted to have a gameplay oriented trailer because I think that's one of our strengths, right? We have a lot of custom elements, a lot of interesting things. So I wanted to show those off in a gameplay oriented way. And then I just like looked around, just assembled things, took it out, threw it away, recorded new stuff. And then I sort of ended on that like 2 second rhythm. Like every 2 seconds we cut to a new thing. Two, 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 two. The music just aligns perfectly like that. I don't know what BPM that must have to perfectly like have a beat on every 2 seconds. What type of apple? The one that was in the kitchen. I have no idea. I didn't buy it. So yeah,
one
that's
question. I've been scrolling through all these to
it.
try to find a. There's not many, but
I just
once
quickly
like
finished Demon Arisen. If you want me to talk about this because you're making a Desolation trailer, then we can have a chat about it later. But I'm sure you guys can figure it out yourselves. You're good enough at that, bro.
the one person said, "What's the best place?" Basically, it's really long-winded, but like, what's the best place to learn like source engine mapping? Like for people just getting into it.
Just mapping, so Portal 2 engine, I guess. So you want to make workshop maps. Place to learn, I don't know. So look, I learned from a German YouTuber called Mike Plays or something like that. Max Plays, I think. Really small German YouTuber, and I watched his tutorials before I even had Portal 2. Right, I didn't have the SDK, so I couldn't do anything. But I really wanted to map, so I watched his tutorials, and then I finally got a Steam account. I bought Portal 2. Then I could have the SDK. Then I just messed around. And so what I like about Hammer is it's really easy to get started. Right, you just place brushes, do these things. But making something that's really difficult, like that is really advanced and like either like really pretty or has interesting gameplay, that is difficult. Especially gameplay wise, because you just have to dig into the engine. There are Discord servers where you can get help. There's Thinking with Portals Discord server. Those are more. When I was last there, I don't know how it's changed. When I was last there, it was more geared towards slightly more advanced mappers. So if you're a pure beginner and asked how to download the SDK, they'd probably look at you with a side eye. But there's also the Discord community called Portal Mapping and Modding. I've not been in there. I don't know how those are. Maybe those are more beginner friendly. I honestly don't know. But yeah, those are places where you can ask questions. But for whenever you ask questions online, especially in like Discord communities, make sure that you put a little bit of your own research into it. Don't just ask, how do I fix my leak in my map? Because those are things that you can easily look up, things that have been known for decades, literally. And you will have a better time in those communities. I'll just give that as a tip.
I'm trying to find questions, but either Ace or you has answered pretty much every question in the comments section.
But who is
Go back to
answering?
the chat. Are you using diegetic and spatial music?
I mean, our soundtrack is designed to be a bit more environmental and diegetic in general. It's technically not diegetic because it's not like coming from a speaker somewhere. But if you watch our gameplay, demos, videos that I've posted, the music in there is pretty environmental.
What's the general difficulty of the mod gonna be? Like,
I think
what's
this,
the
yeah,
difficulty?
yeah. I think the sentence that I put on the Steam page is it starts where Portal 2 ends. We don't go as crazy as Portal Stories now. Our puzzles are more geared towards having like presenting new ideas and presenting them in like a fun way as like core element, rather than a lot of community maps where they're just hard because they're just you just have to know this trick or you I mean, talking about like cognitive difficulty right now. There's also mechanical difficulty. I think so. I tried to this. We tried to this. I mean, I'll say I tried because I made all of the levels, didn't I? We tried to design the puzzles in a way that that there's a progression to it, right? And we actually introduce to you advanced tricks and stuff like that. And don't just throw you into a test chamber with 15 buttons and you have to figure it out yourself which fizzle does what and which antland connects to where. Um, SP, you're not allowed because you finished this game in 2 hours. Your perspective for difficulty is probably very, but sure. um,
Someone asked, will the cat from Stray appear in the mod?
I've not played that game. Should play it. I have it on Steam. I have it on Steam, but I haven't played it yet. But I hear it's really good and it looks really pretty. But the thing is, when you're a game developer, you don't get to play many games if you're disciplined enough to just work. Because whenever I play a game, I feel guilty for not making my own.
The Okay, now I'm just getting into like shitpost questions. Will this be like the Matrix, the Matrix, the Matrix Reloaded, the Matrix Revolutions? Okay.
No, nothing to do with that. Just quick. I didn't look. I didn't know about. First of all, I didn't know about the Matrix sequels. I didn't know about Reloaded. I just called this game Portal Revolution 7 years ago, and the name has just stuck. Don't interpret too much into the meaning of the name.
Yeah. The do you have any tips to get better at puzzle design? I'm decent at mapping, but I really struggle with puzzles.
Puzzle design is really difficult. The way I approach the puzzles is I always think about what is the core idea of this puzzle. What is the like there should be some idea, some feeling that you have. Right? If you just sit down and think, I have to make a puzzle that is just of a certain difficulty, it's gonna be really difficult. What I would recommend, so the way I did it, right? We have our own gameplay elements. We have a section of the game where you only have one portal. So you can only press the left mouse button, and the orange part is always like in the environment. About 1/3 of the game is in that sort of monoportal puzzle style. Then we also have the vacuum tubes, the pneumatic diversity vents, and the Schrödinger's cubes, or the quantum cubes as we call them in the game, because no one can spell Schrödinger if they don't have this button on their keyboard. Where is it? This button on the keyboard. So yeah, think about what elements do you want in there. What is the like idea? Sometimes I think, okay, the idea of this puzzle is to let's have it so you have a vacuum tube and then you spray paint and the vacuum tube blows the paint away and it like curves in an arc. What can you do with that, right? And then try to like build something around it, and then if it's too easy, you can just add complexity to it. I normally don't try to add complexity to it if I'm introducing an element, because then it just distracts from the core idea. I had that issue before in another chamber, where there was so much other stuff going on that people just didn't realize the solution in front of them. And ever since I removed all of the other fluff, that is much better. Also, I'm just going to answer this myself. Steam Deck Verified, we haven't even reviewed it. We haven't sent it to Valve yet. I don't know how the verification process works. It does work on a Steam Deck. Like, it does work on my Steam Deck. I've regularly tested it, so I can tell you that. But Valve hasn't verified anything yet.
One person asked, "Do you have access to any features made specifically for Desolation?"
No, we don't have Desolation source code. It's a completely different team. And they don't give us access to it. I mean, I haven't asked personally. I don't think they would, though. And I don't want it. I am making my own thing here, okay? This is...
Yeah, specifically people are just asking because Desolation kind of advertised all like the cool lighting stuff. So
yeah, no, this isn't something everyone has access to. It's for their own game. I feel like people have high expectations of this game, and I think it's pretty good. But we're just a team of 4 people who did this in their spare time. Right? No. So yeah, we don't have access to the Desolation code, basically.
how large will the file size be?
It's currently around 10 gigabytes. I think the developer commentary will be in a separate DLC. It depends on how big that's gonna be, if it's worth it, because if it's just like 50 megabytes, then it's not worth adding a DLC to that, because it just adds complexity to everything, you know. Yeah. Might be bigger, might be 11, might be 12, but currently it's like 10.5 gigabytes.
What are the minimum specs on it? I.e., can you play it on this person's crappy laptop?
I don't know how crappy your laptop is. This is a long, yeah. It's more demanding than Portal 2, but not that much. The main limiting factor for laptop users is often the graphics card. If you don't have a dedicated graphics card, so if you only have Intel HD graphics or something like that, you'll have to play on lowest settings, because there's just not enough VRAM to hold all of those textures and, you know, render everything with pretty shaders and stuff. But apart from that, it should be playable if you reduce the resolution. I have minimum specs on the Steam page. If you go on Steam page, I have this here. Look, this is cool, isn't it? Look, I have a screen as well. Oh, this is not Port Revolution Work in Progress playthrough. We should definitely cross that out, or just delete it. I agree. Okay, if we go here and pause the trailer, there are minimum specs right here. This is a PC that I have upstairs, and I just make sure that it works on that. Right? Yeah, we don't look. I don't have money to buy 15 reference builds, but I had enough to buy this because my PC is way too overpowered to be any reference. But it definitely works on this one. Okay, if you have a worse graphics card, you might have to. I mean, this graphics card is 10 years old or older. If you don't have a dedicated graphics card, you'll probably have to play on lowest res, but you can probably get this game playing on anything if you really try hard enough and accept 30 FPS. Who would willingly use Windows 11? I don't know. But it is supported. That's what my test PC runs. Oh, it says Windows 11 there, yeah. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it says Windows 10 or 11. I forgot when Windows 11 is. When Windows 10 is end of life. Will it be compatible with Windows 7? No. It's end of life. It's been for ages. And also Steam is no longer supported on Windows 7. So no. That is Stratosource in general. So you won't be able to play Revolution, P2C, or Momentum. Those sites are just not supported. It runs, but it has bugs, a lot of bugs.
What are your opinions on the modding community as a whole and all of the attempts to bring the Source engine up to modern standards?
The community, everyone who makes half. I don't know everyone. I know the port community. Yeah, I mean, I'm part of Stratosaurus, right? We're trying to upgrade the engine. Didn't I co-found that? And yeah, I think it's pretty cool that this old engine still has community support. And I'm excited to be the first one to release a Stratosaurus engine game.
Where did the ideas for the game? Where did the idea for the game come from? I imagine 12-year-old you, while playing Portal 2, said, "I want to do that."
13-year-old me saw Portal Story Smell and thought I could do that too. And here we are. Yeah, I mean, look, the game has evolved so much, so much. It's completely unrecognizable to what it was 7 years ago. Entirely, nothing is the same. Except for the general idea that it plays between Portal 1 and Portal 2. And there's this character who wants to do something with Gladys because she's dead. That is the whole premise that has survived from here to there, but everything else around it has changed drastically. So yeah, it just sort of evolved. If anyone wants to start a mod, let me tell you, make the core premise as short and easy to understand as possible. Make an elevator pitch that's one sentence long that everyone can understand. It's better to start with a small thing and then expand on the stuff that works well than planning like this much and then figuring out, oh, we can actually only make this much and then we cancel the whole thing. Yeah. I don't know if I answered the question. I think I went off on a tangent there.
How do you differentiate your game from other mods such as Portal Story Smell? Like, make it feel unique in the large in quotation marks.
Yeah.
Large Portal mods.
Yeah, I mean, we have very different look. Who joined? Is it you, Monty?
That was me.
It's nice. Okay.
Yay.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, hi. I'm Mr. Calais, also sometimes known as Mr. Flavor. I'm a environmental artist here on Revolution. So I detail a lot of levels sometimes. Most times.
Mostly offices. Mostly placing
Mostly,
lamps.
yeah.
mostly placing lamps in places they're not supposed to be.
Yeah, there's an inside joke we developed at one point where someone's been stealing a lot of lamps and placing them in obscure places. So if you ever really wanted to just really waste your time, there's maybe about 10 lamps in about like 5 of the maps that are just in the most random obscure places. The first person to find all 10-ish lamps gets absolutely nothing, but you get bragging rights, so you know.
You don't even get an achievement. There is none.
Don't even get an achievement.
No.
But it's just for bragging rights. Like, I found all 10 lamps.
I am the creator. It's me. Yes, the lamps are very hidden. I have trouble finding them myself.
I think there's a few that Stefan has yet to find.
Probably. I keep finding them whenever I fly around the map in Hammer. What differentiates the mod from Mel? I mean, we have completely different environments, gameplay elements, a very different mood in general. Our Mel is very bright and cheery, and like the music is very melodic. Revolution is a lot darker and a bit more somber, a bit more like chill and comfy. In like the after hours dark areas. There's pretty much nothing that connects the two mods, honestly.
What is your opinion on the 25th anniversary documentary by Val?
Very surprised that they did that. Yeah.
Especially with the no-clip team.
Yeah, I think it ended up going. I think it ended up in our favor, with like people watching a lot of Half-Life related stuff, and then our trailer comes out and the YouTube algorithm thinks, "Ooh, we have to push this thing." I mean, maybe, I don't know. We didn't intend this, right? Like, we just had the trailer done, and Valve shipped that, and we thought, yeah, let's ship the trailer. We're actually kind of stressing to ship the trailer, because we accidentally updated our store page to say 2024. And I was like, oh god, hopefully no one sees it. Let's quickly get the trailer announcement out. Yeah. I'm very happy that no one is mad about 2024 release, because it's just 5 days after all. If it was June, people would probably be more mad, but that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I have always kind of wondered, like, if when you're like an indie kind of thing, like releasing very soon to like a related thing done by a big company, if that actually is like a marketing benefit or a marketing just like
I wonder.
decorant, because yeah.
I have no idea. So I have drunk way too many of these water glasses. I need to go to the toilet real quick. I will add this gameplay footage for you to enjoy, and be back in a minute.
I will write down questions.
Exciting.
You write down, yes. Read the questions. Microphone muted. Okay,
Welcome back.
I have returned. How many did we drop? Not
This
many.
is very old footage.
It's all of the trailers in there. I mean, gameplay demos. I should probably put the trailer in there.
Really be good, yeah.
I also have some new fun. I have this break screen. I should probably put this on, shouldn't I? We have some new fun broken screenshots now, don't we, Rory? That I can put in there.
Oh boy.
Oh, remember the meta commentary?
We're not talking about it. No. Somebody, no, okay, I have to read this now. Somebody says Portals with Smell is overrated. Easy puzzles, no gameplay puzzles. Feels like copy paste of beginning of Portal 2. But it's a free mod made by mod
Did
developers.
you happen to play the advanced version at any point? Because those are not easy puzzles.
I'm surprised that you say easy. I just want to defend this stuff. This. It's a free mod made by fans. You didn't pay money for this.
Also, it just doesn't make sense because Portal Story Mel's intro is literally like
It's entirely
so far
different.
away from
It's
what
entirely
Portal
different.
does.
I always wonder whether those are trolls or actual. Yeah, I read the comments. There's so many. I mean, this trailer. Let's just talk about the trailer for a second. Holy shit! I mean,
No,
so
yeah.
we hoped, like, jokingly, let's hope for 100,000. That would be nice. I didn't expect to get this in less than 24 hours. Yeah, and it's still growing steadily.
I went to bed and I was at like 51,000, and then I woke up and then I wake up to an announcement of it being at 100,000.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep as well. I think I slept 4 hours today. It just I woke up to go to the toilet, was very tired, and did the bad finger looking at my phone, seeing 10,000 Discord notifications, and I checked YouTube analytics, and it was oh god no, I can't sleep today.
I've got some other questions as well. So, why the delay into 2024?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're able to share this.
I can. We originally planned to release on December 22nd. Problem is that there's a Steam's winter sale on that date, and I didn't know this. And Steam support basically just said try not to release during that sale, because if you release during a sale, like during one of the major sales, you get no visibility on Steam, no exposure, no promotion, no nothing. And usually new releases get a lot of promotion. And yeah, that is not great. Also, we didn't think about the. It is all our fault. None of this is Valve's fault. We didn't really think about the review process, because Valve has to review the game, and they, like, say, yeah, like, get it done like 2 weeks before. And if we had to get it done 2 weeks before the winter sale, we'd have to get it done by the end of November, and that's just too much stress for us right now. We're already crunching pretty hard and have cut a lot of corners in the end. So now we just decided, let's just move it to January. It's not a long delay anyway, but that gives us just more time to work, and so the game will just be better for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like 90% sure you can do the Steam Valve review process like way ahead of time release and stuff, and just keep updating. But yeah.
Yeah, you said that in your experience you can still update it, but still.
Yeah, I did mine like a year before.
That is actually crazy.
When it had like a prototype and stuff.
That is crazy. But still, yeah, now we basically want to get the game done by Christmas, and then there's enough time to have Valve review it.
How do you feel about the Portal Revolution trailer getting so many views? I think you've already covered that pretty.
Yeah, it's
thoroughly.
crazy. I'm more surprised by the comment to view ratio. There's so many comments. I mean, how many do we have right now? 600 600 comments.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, 612. Okay.
612
Every
comments.
time we look, it goes up.
I mean, I have the real analytics here. And I sometimes can't pronounce that word. It's very weird. Okay.
Speculation. Do you think we are closer now more than ever to a Portal 3 from Valve?
Every day you're closer than the last day. Technically, yes, but I don't have any knowledge about that. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I hope they make future games.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
I also wouldn't know how this would look like. Like, I don't know how they could like make a sequel to Portal 2. How they could expand the story. Like, you would somehow have to get Shell back in Aperture and have some other conflict with GLaDOS. I mean, they resolved everything in the end. There's nothing to do, which is why every Portal mod, basically, is a prequel. I mean, I don't know all of them.
Except for thinking with Time Machines.
Time Machine, yeah. Which was pretty cool. I mean, there are mods that are sequels, but yeah, it's pretty difficult. But I would be excited to see what they make.
I'm only asking this because like 4 people have put it in the chat. Will it have RTX support?
No. Once RTX Remix gets support for DX11, you can remix it if you want.
I've tried RTX Remix with a bunch of... It's bad right now.
I've not tried it. It doesn't work on anything that uses new versions of DirectX.
Yeah, I tried it with Deus Ex, because that had a DX9 renderer, but that was a nightmare. Like, the entire world was like flickering in and out of existence. There's like it was concerning like the HUD part of the world. It was weird. But yeah. How do you do lighting and hammer?
Lighting and hammer is you open a map, take an entity, name it light, use the light entity, place it in a map, and that is a light. Okay, I'm joking. Always the question is how to do good lighting, and that's look, I'm obsessed with lighting. Okay.
Good lighting's kind of like an art. It's something that's kind of hard to teach.
Lighting is entirely art, and you just have to do a lot of stuff. And yeah, it's just how you learn anything at art. Is you just make things for years, hate everything you do, and then at some point you just hate it less and less. And then maybe you get good enough that you can actually release something without cringing too hard. Yeah, I mean, I have been using Hammer for over 8 years because I didn't start with Portal 2 mapping. There are many people that have used it for much longer. As I'm not saying I'm like the oldest veteran out there. Volume is low. I can put you up a bit. But yeah, I can. For all of this stuff, I can recommend. So what I love looking at is like film behind the scenes, like movie making offs, CGI tutorials and stuff like that, because that isn't necessarily Hammer, but it still applies to the same principles of composition, lighting, materials, and all of that stuff, right? Yeah, if you really want a lot of help, and you can send me a DM on Discord, and I can give you some sources if you want, because I sure can provide some.
Yeah, someone said, in general, how do you do Hammer? I don't understand. And honestly, same.
Yeah, Rory is not a Hammer user, right?
I tried. I made some Gmod maps when I was like 11.
Right. But you've not mapped anything for the mod, except for test maps.
Yeah.
Which just didn't compile for you for no reason and stuff like that. Classic. This engine it works so well. I love how Frosty just can't launch the game, even the Steam. Okay, it didn't download the Steam. Yeah, whatever. Fun bugs. It just doesn't work on his machine for no reason.
Well, the question was, how do you do Hammer?
I think I answered that.
Well, you just kind of learn it, and then you get better at it over the years.
Yeah, like learning how to place entities and lights and stuff, and like side props and brushes and do overlays and stuff. Right? I think you just mean like visuals, because that's what most people ask. It's pretty simple. Like it's easy to learn, but to get better, you just have to do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. You're an hour late, Monty.
I'm kind of sleep.
You are now publicly shamed.
I haven't slept all day and I'm kind of sleep.
You're on stream. You're on stream. Let's calm down. We just always have these. This is how we talk. We just bully each other.
Yeah, no, I fell asleep because I've been stressed.
That makes sense. I didn't sleep much either. I slept 4 hours today.
Did you see where there are 106,000 views?
No. We actually have.
yeah, get the updated numbers.
137,000.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just impressed how quickly, like, we went to 100k and then it's just the curve like got a bit steeper.
Yeah, who's watching this trailer?
Everyone.
It's just getting recommended like crazy right now. YouTube is just like 80% from recommendations.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. I didn't expect it to blow up this much. And also, I'm glad that the press noticed as well. I'm very happy with that.
Oh yeah, that PC Games N article or what?
All the boxes are ticked. I can now retire.
You can now retire. 100k press. The game doesn't have to release. You just want to be famous, right?
no, I want to be recognized. I want to be famous myself. I hate to be in the spotlight.
Dude, do you know how stressful this is for me? But yeah, this is we've worked in the shadows for a long time, so it's nice to finally get some eyes on us. Oh, look at that. There's a timer for the meeting today. That's not gonna happen. You should introduce yourself, Monty.
So I'm Monty. I mainly work on the environment and also make all the fun 3D models for all the
a lot
Custom
of
assets we
a
need.
lot of the custom free assets. Yeah.
Yeah, all the difficult things that out of my
Yeah.
comfort zone mainly.
Yeah, you have your toes in a lot of places. Lately, also
Yeah.
doing. Oh, you're way too loud now for me. Also doing some soundscape work now, which is nice. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I don't want to be
Visual
the only
Studio
one.
Code works now, so I can use it.
Yeah, you just look. You accidentally
had-
installed the fucking Vim plugin.
Yeah, no one told me about the bloody Vim emulation, or I don't know what it is.
I don't know why you
It just
installed that.
broke like with my
You
typing.
can't
It was
close
awful.
Vim. Monty can't close Vim.
I can't.
I don't know.
I can't use it. I can't type.
I don't know how to. I don't
Let's
use
calm
this stuff,
down.
okay.
And read the chat.
So one question was, what aspect of the game are you most excited for people to experience?
Whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah, whole thing. Probably story and environments.
For me,
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
I'm what I'm most interested in is the experience itself, and that includes basically everything, but also nothing in detail, right? Just the whole idea of having some cohesive story that ties it together with characters that are interesting, with puzzles that build on top of each other, that have a progressive, that have a where stuff is introduced and then built upon and then tested, and then or having all of these things come together with sound effects and particles and everything coming together as a cohesive whole thing is what I'm most interested in. So yeah, that's a boring answer. But the thing that was like that nobody else had any influence on is the level design. So that is what is basically my personal part where no one has touched it. I mean, of course, like suggestions and playtesting and stuff, but yeah.
It's difficult to make. I don't like doing puzzles. It's really difficult.
Puzzles is really hard. Yeah.
I mean, help it make pretty, but can't do.
My lips are still so dry.
How did you find the voices for the cores? Like, how do you find voice actors for the mod?
Yeah, we try to look outside of the Portal community for voice actors and our music composer, just because we wanted to kind of not sound like every other mod, if you know what I mean. There's kind of this stigma around mods all using Harry 101 UK, and I love Harry 101 UK. I have nothing against him. I really love his channel and whatever. But we wanted to just have other voices, right?
Yeah, unique identity.
Yeah. I kind of looked around at sort of amateur voice acting, forums, whatever. So there isn't an expectation that this is like a paid thing or like that just do this just for work. Just to find people that love Portal and want to do this just for fun, and who will be happy to stick around with us for a year or two or 3. And we found amazing people, so I'm really happy with the people that we found. I used so websites that I used are, one is called Casting Call Club, castingcall.club. You can probably still find the Portal Revolution page on there. The other one is a forum, I don't remember it. But honestly, just look around, you'll find places to find people. A tip I can give you if you're looking for people for your own project is give them a reason to work on this. Like, make it seem like I want to say professional thing, but that would imply that it's like that would imply too much like uptightness. But rather just that if I'm going too much off track, aren't I? Now I'm recommending people how they can find voice actors, but I guess that is sort of the questions. If you need help with that, you can DM me on Steam and I can help you more. But just try to look good, try to make yourself seem legit and not just like a child making a Minecraft movie. I mean, if you make a really good one, okay. Again, like, sell it up, but don't lie.
Yeah, selling yourself is really important.
Yeah, just
What is
present
your most
It's something that they want to that they can be proud in working on, right?
What is your most played video game? I'm kind of scrapping the barrel for questions, but
Yeah, you probably have to scroll up a lot because there used to be a lot of questions at the top. If I go to Steam, it's obviously Portal Revolution. Next to that is gonna be Portal Revolution SDK. And then I think it's Counter-Strike 2. I mean CS:GO. I don't play much Counter-Strike 2. I've not played this for a while. I mean I've dabbled a little bit, but not as much as back in the day. I'm surprised that I still have more hours in House of Alex than Boneworks, because Boneworks has more replay value in my opinion, because you can just mess around with physics, but it's also so much more tiring that you can't spend like 3 hours in Boneworks that easily as you can in House of Alex.
When I first got Boneworks, I played it for 9 hours straight, and then I just like went to sleep.
9 hours, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Boneworks is it's also more physically demanding. Like you actually have to like swing around your arms to throw the sledgehammer and stuff. Someone asked if there's going to be Hammer++. You mean the public build of Hammer++ is... It might work, I don't know. We don't use it. We use our own...
It breaks, I swear.
It breaks on maps.
Yeah, we can't use it. So we have our own version of Hammer. We have Stratosaurus Hammer, basically. Which I also make a lot of code changes to. And that there is a feature that fixes a bug in normal Hammer that's been implemented by Strata and by Hammer++ in different ways, and they break each other. So at one point, someone on the team opened a map in Hammer++ and it broke the whole map. It couldn't I mean, I think it compiled, but then the game just crashed when you opened it. That was fun to debug.
Because of the high precision vertex, like,
yeah.
the vertex positions.
Yeah, because the issue is that Hammer normally just stored the faces, I think, where they point to, and then they calculated the vertex positions once the map opens up, but that's stupid because then those vertices will always be at different places because of precision errors. So those editors implemented a way that it actually stores the actual vertices, and they did use different formats, so it just broke everything. So yeah, we don't use it. You can probably use it. I don't know. We don't use it, but you might be able to. But I don't know if it's going to be officially supported.
Who is the player's character, or will they be some random person?
You're kind of just a test subject. It's kind of the idea that you'll know. Yeah, I don't want to say too much, but
don't spoil anything.
Yeah, a lot of these things make sense when you play them. But you're not really anyone special or any existing character. Trick wants me to call the character Riley.
Do you think you'll ever consider making a co-op
No.
mode for Portal Revolution?
Hell no.
No.
You can make your own if you want. Dude,
We don't even have co-op. No, we have it.
I-
We don't even compile co-op into the engine because it's just it's just bloated.
sorry,
It's so much shit in there. Like
pretty false.
for some reason,
I don't want to find out.
I'm not gonna go into detail. Okay. But even achievements broke because of this stuff. Why does it?
False.
Co-op puzzles are also really hard to design. I've never designed a co-op puzzle. Yeah.
I have in the past, and it is a lot of work. Because if you think designing a puzzle for 2 portals is hard, imagine designing one for 4 portals.
Yeah, and this is really difficult. Especially, I mean, Portal 2s are mostly very simple, right? And have multiple solutions, but when you try to make them harder, then it's easy to oversee some exploit that you can use. My lips are still very dry.
Someone asked, are there parts outside of the testing range?
Yeah, haven't you seen the trailer?
Yes.
I'm sorry. yeah, there's a lot of BTS behind the scenes areas. If I say BTS, people think I mean the Korean band, but BTS stands for behind the scenes. So a lot of behind the scenes areas. We didn't feature them that much in the trailer. I think I would have liked to have 1 or 2 more shots. I'm still happy with the trailer, but yeah, we have a lot of those areas. I just didn't include them that much because I think they're more interesting. So I want to keep a lot of surprises. I didn't even consider showing off that big orange sunset vista. I kind of intended that to be a bit more, to be a complete surprise for people, but it just worked so well for the trailer. It's a complete, it's a perfect money shot. It's our new, like, key art basically, like new backdrop, whatever, wallpaper thing. So you can just put everywhere.
Now.
Yeah.
What's next for you after Revolution releases?
Freedom.
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 You're staying in the hell. So,
yeah.
Good luck
After
to that.
Revolution, after Revolution, I'm probably staying around. Might either go for Desolation or maybe I'll give some much needed help to Catalyst.
Yeah. I'll probably try and get into game development or something like that. There's a lot of companies around me, so I might be able to try and apply for those because I'm done with sources. Just tiring.
I will focus on school so that hopefully I will be the next.
The
Someday.
chosen one.
Yeah, I mean, for you that makes sense. You're in a really cool school.
The school. No, just a cool school. The cool school.
Yeah. I'm going to DigiPen, the place where
I didn't want to say it for you.
devs. Yeah.
Yeah, DigiPen, man. He goes to DigiPen.
And docs
Let's
myself. Yeah.
You said it first.
Actually, honestly, I think I've already pretty thoroughly doxed myself in this thing by accident.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people in DigiPen. I mean, no one's gonna track it down.
No, there's not. It's
Is there not?
Well, everyone else at DigiPen, track him down, find him, and bully him for working on the portal mod.
Oh, terrible.
I don't know if that's something. Surprisingly, not as many people there play Portal as you would expect.
That is.
Like, I remember one of the torpedoes said, like, also, there's this game called Portal, and quite a few DigiPen students worked at. Have you heard of Portal? And I'm just like, yes, I have heard of Portal.
Does anyone know you work on a mod at DigiPen, or is it all just like?
I've talked to some friends about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not gonna work on another portal mod.
No,
sure.
no Revolution 2.
Yeah, no. There's also just, I've said this many times, but there's just no need because I have poured like I think 4 or 5 game ideas into this mod, right? Like whenever I thought, I would quite like to make this game with this idea. Like I would quite like to have a character that is like that. And then I thought, wait, instead of waiting 10 years to make that, why can't I just put this into the one I'm working on right now? So this game is kind of an agglomeration of all of these ideas, and I've just got nothing left. I mean, there are some things that, but no, I'm not going to work on another portal mod. I would definitely love to work in the games industry. There's not much in Vienna, but I'll still try again.
You want to talk about your paint thing, or do I keep that up?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Rory. I have some other game ideas. It's just self-founding a game studio with no capital is not really possible. Only the option would be crowdfunding, and I just wait until the release of this game because there are just so many paths that I could go to. There's so many Git branches. There are just so many branches, and it's just all too uncertain to plan anything for me. But I mean, one thing that would be amazing if I could work at Valve. If Valve, Mike, if you're watching, Dario, if anyone's watching.
One of those 50 people. Who knows?
Come on. I know everything about your engine. I've seen everything. I've seen all of your bad comments. Mocking each other.
They're just like us. Oh my god.
Just like us. No, the source code often gets a lot of flack, but it's
Alright.
it's just big. so very difficult to oversee everything. And yeah.
What's your opinion on the state of the Source Engine community as a whole? That's like a broad kind of question.
That's a very broad question because there's a big community. And I'm just a guy who made a mod for 7 years. So I would quite like for us to go back to the Portal 1 days and just finish smaller things instead of everyone trying to be the next Portal Revolution. I made the same mistake. Okay, I made a way too big of a mod. But yeah, I think that happens since Portal 3 as well. Everyone just makes giant things and nothing gets finished anymore. It might also be that because the workshop exists, smaller things just live there instead of as mods. But I still quite like, just playing like self-contained download. It's a mod. It's like Factor Souls 2. You can just play it, and it's got all of this cool stuff in it.
Yeah, I mean, because I think it's because when people look at a lot of these big mods, they do the exact same thing that you. It's like, yeah, I could do that because it looks like, I can make like test chambers and I can maybe get some. Make a bunch of test chambers.
Making one test chamber, sure. Making two, sure. But as soon as you make two or more, the problem also becomes that they have to be cohesive. They have to have something in common. They have to have progression or something. And all of that. It's just really difficult. And I feel like a lot of mods go story first instead of gameplay first. But I can't. Like that is just me being a grumpy guy. Because nothing ever gets released. I
recently found my own plans for a massive Portal mod that I made when I was like 12.
Oh god.
Everyone has those plans, but most of them are just not stupid enough to go through with them until they're 21.
Mine was a parkour style game where you play just the Ratman trying to escape traps set by GLaDOS and different turrets would be dropped in and stuff from the ceiling and that kind of thing. But it just didn't really end up working, and I sucked at mapping, and I still suck at mapping, at least in Portal.
You make up for it for good.
Yeah, you prefer trench broom quake things.
Yeah, I am learning Half-Life 1 mapping right now, currently, though.
With the new engine limits and stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool.
New multiplayer stuff. I'm gonna make a...
Time to make a 20-hour long mod now.
Yeah. Well, because when I learned that the, Oh god, now I'm really good. I just realized I was about to somehow dox myself even further. The learning about where the in the documentary, them talking about the places that the images were Half-Life 1 were taken, and then realizing oh damn, I recognize that place. That's in Half-Life.
Well, I didn't know how much of the textures were image textures and stuff.
They're all image textures.
Yeah,
when you look for it, it's really a lot of them have been edited in quite a lot of ways and stuff, or warped and different. But some of them are just straight up image textures, and it's kind of funny to see what they actually are.
Somebody asked what digital audio workstation we use for the music. I mean, I don't make the music. It's Jared. He's not here right now. He uses Ableton as far as I know. I don't think it's online. Yeah, as far as I know, he uses Ableton. But he uses a lot of that is just one part of the equation. It's also getting the sound right and stuff. It's not the program. In my opinion, I don't make music, but I feel like the program you use isn't really a big factor of how it's gonna sound.
Yeah.
Unless you only use stock stuff, but he doesn't use any stock stuff as far as I know. He uses a lot of the same sound libraries and whatever that Kelly Bailey used for Half-Life 2, Portal and stuff. You can watch our 1 hour long interview with Mike Moraski, who made the music for Portal 2, if you want to learn more about this. It's on my channel.
It's ridiculous how that came about.
Yep. Demon Arisen says how it's much more difficult to design mod chambers than workshop chambers. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta take into difficulty curves and like and they have to flow into each other nicely.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
Here's a question: because you can see the sky in some chambers, will there be weather like rain? Really specific question, but
I would.
we planned to.
Yeah, at one point we had concepts. For
I would still quite like to bring back that thunderstorm because we have all of the assets and even a script that does this stuff. That would be nice.
It would be cool.
We currently don't really have weather.
Yeah, no, it's none.
It's always a shiny sunny day, or nighttime.
Yeah.
will
Not
we
really.
be seeing any official Portal characters like GLaDOS, Chell, Wheatley, Cave, or Ratman?
No.
No, I don't want to, shit on those. I feel like that anything that I could make to this with those characters would be worse and just put a bad light on whatever, and I just don't want to ruin that.
It'd be a bit too like
Yeah.
fanficky.
Because, yeah, and also I realized that people take these Portal mods that are just made by fans more official than they sometimes should. So yeah, I don't want to accidentally introduce GLaDOS lore.
Thought do that.
Even though, even if I claim this is just a fan project, calm down everyone, people are still, they don't care.
Yeah.
How was my day? My day was interesting. I woke up because I wanted to go to the toilet. I slept 4 hours, and I made the big mistake of looking at my phone and looked at the subscriber count. View count, no, not subscriber count. Who cares about that? I'm almost got at 10k now. Looked at the view count and I was like, "Ooh, this is triple the amount that I went to sleep with," and then I couldn't sleep anymore.
Yeah, it's just.
But I hope that can fix my sleep schedule. Then we have very, very yummy goulash, which was
What's that?
chef's kiss. My mom's greatest cook ever. I don't know how to translate that. You'd have to look it up.
Don't you spell that too?
So yeah, I had a great day. I was just basically, and then my entire family watched the trailer and we're all like, "Oh, look at this chef! Yeah, this is so." Ooh." And then they read the comments, translated to German. Yeah, they had a fun time as well.
Yeah, I told my parents, and of course, the first thing that came out of the house was, "So does this mean you have a job now?" I was like, "No, it doesn't."
Yours are more pushy than mine are.
No, look, okay, it's been a while. It's fair enough, but like, I need to just back off a little bit, you know.
Yeah. I feel like mine may be a bit more
Chill.
more, what to say, patient.
Patient.
A bit more patient because I'm the lead developer.
I think I've stretched their patience quite far, to be honest. So. I think
Yeah.
It's
But
definitely
I promised them a release date as well. So
well, there you go.
yeah.
They can't complain now.
Yep. How bad it is destroyed this facility? You can see it in the trailer very badly, isn't it? I mean, the idea is sort of that in Aperture, right? That the top layers are more destroyed than the bottom ones, and the top is where all of the plants are. So you have different so you have different levels of destruction, yeah. But yeah, our Overgrown goes way more in depth, like much bigger environments than Portal 2 ever had. Portal 2 never had like a big vista, right? And even now you can see big vistas.
Because
Projected textures suck.
they suck.
The limited resolution always wherever you compare that to the player, but that causes issues as well.
Don't do that.
CSM is so much better. Will they be swearing anymore? Chico, you have played the mod. No, they will not. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, no.
But there is no blood in it.
Yes, we don't. We won't hit that PG rating, unfortunately.
You don't need that. Who cares about that?
But yeah.
Oh, there's Demon a recent comment right there. People almost scrutinize mods more than Valve projects. Valve kinda does whatever they want, but if you're a mod dev, people expect you to adhere very closely to canon. You know how annoying that is. Exactly this. Man, the amount of comments I get on antline consistency.
Yeah.
I have collected screenshots of Portal 2's antlines just to show that there is no consistency. There are no rules. Don't tell me your rules when there are no rules. I'm getting mad again. Turning insane. No, but yeah, that is the thing. I feel like modders are often a bit too negative and don't see the like just picking out things instead of just celebrating the positives. I mean, even I say, right, I don't enjoy Port Reloaded because I don't like the gameplay element. I just don't like it. That's me personally, okay? If anyone else likes it, then they're happy, and I'm glad that there is something for you that you really love. What gets on my nerves is when someone says Portal Reloaded should have done this, and even I sometimes say, why didn't they hire workshop mappers to make the maps prettier? But that's just me wondering. It's not me saying you are a bad modder because you didn't do this. Like, this finger pointing at everyone is so annoying. I would just prefer if we could celebrate the positives more than the shortcomings.
I think because Valve is so like silent on a lot of stuff, people then turn to the community as like the new Valve, basically.
People expect from us something like Valve quality, which is just completely unrealistic. We're 4 people, okay? For the longest time, it's just been me doing this thing.
But yeah, it's just one of those.
Yeah, and you know why we can like surpass a lot of qualities in relation to Valve maps. Like, oh yeah, we can't just put way more plants in our maps because we're 10 years in the future. We can't just afford to render that stuff. They could have done that 10 years ago, I think, if they would have if they didn't have the 360 Xbox 360 as a limitation. Could have probably done the same back then.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, it's not us being so much cleverer than Valve. Or why didn't they just think about adding more detail?
They did.
They couldn't, because it runs smoothly on everyone's PC.
Those games always have that reputation of being like easy to run, and that's because they take.
Yeah, because Valve is hyper optimized. I mean, they could even be more optimized, honestly. But
they get away with so little, though. It's ridiculous. It's almost criminal in a way. So if you open the maps in Hammer, Valve ones, they just look so like under detailed. But when you render the lighting, everything, your eyes sort of focus on the important bits because they're very clever with directing players. It's also why they hire psychologists.
You have to allow modders to put their own spin on things and be creative with what exists. Otherwise, all mods would be the same. Yeah, something that I read a lot of the comments, not all of them because there were way too many. I'm probably gonna go through them later. But also the comments that most of it is positive. Okay, there is a bit of talk about the character, about the voices. Some of them don't like them. Some of them say this is the greatest voice acting I've ever seen. Yeah, that is just preference, and with other things, it's just preference, right? And I rather have a piece of art that like tries things and is like experimental and isn't just safe and bland, right? Would you rather have a bland thing where there's nothing interesting about it than something that's a bit more out there? And even if it's not exactly like something that you like exactly perfect for you, you can still appreciate that the creators have put thought into that. Greatest analogy I could think of is Tenet. You've seen that movie, because that movie is not for everyone, but for a certain group of people, it's just very fun to watch. Right?
Yeah, people have their own tastes.
Yeah, and I rather watch something like Tenet, where you can see a lot of like creativity and interesting ideas behind it, even though if it's not perfectly executed, because everyone just says, "Oh, this is shit," but you couldn't make a better movie probably either. I don't know how to improve that one. I think it's really good. I just enjoy the energy behind it. They're like doesn't make sense, but that doesn't matter. But I just prefer that over the next Marvel film, which is just so safe and bland and boring, and you know the ending from the beginning, right? Who wants that? Everyone keeps complaining. You can't please everyone, right? You have to make it similar enough to the original, but also have to do different things. But if it's too different, you alienate people. What do you do? Well, you just yeah.
It's kind of a niche question, but when do you use ant lines and when do you use signage when you're mapping?
We use ant lines
you
pretty much
always
every
use-
time,
Yeah.
whenever we can. Unless it's where you don't need it is when you have like a button right here and a drop bar right above you. You don't need to connect that necessarily. I would avoid doing that because it's difficult to understand the connections. I would only do it as a crutch if you somehow have ant lines that would otherwise overlap each other, and you can't rearrange them in a way that gets rid of that. And it's close to each other. Then I may think about that, but other than that, we always connect stuff directly. I used to not do that when I was starting out because when you're starting out mapping, it's also difficult. Like every thing you place is a lot of work, whereas now where we just like done. When I started out, I placed those signs because it was just easier. And now when I go back to them, I'm just so confused. I don't know what connects to what.
But yeah, it can get really like chaotic really quickly.
I'm happy to find another Tenet enjoyer, Demon. Everyone is like, that movie has a bad story. Well, it's not what it's meant for. Not the point.
Someone
I'm
else
just trying
was
to look for more questions.
someone else was the largest map in units. What the fuck in units?
In units, we have some
units.
really big maps.
Yeah, actually, doesn't BSP calculate the area for you? It's like,
I mean, you can go into Hammer and check it out.
oh god.
I'm not gonna do that now, but I mean, we have maps that are big in like scale as well, but our maps are mostly big in just density. Our level design, I try to design it in a way that it feels connected and it feels like you're revisiting old places and you're not just like on a linear path. Sort of like how Half-Life 1 feels sometimes. I mean, Half-Life 1 is actually more connected than Half-Life 2. Maybe Half-Life 2 is a better idea. When Half-Life 2, you often feel like you're just on a linear path. I mean, even Portal 2, right? On a linear path, and you. I try to design them so that you're kind of like revisit old areas. Okay, Half-Life 2 is a bad example as well. I mean, for certain sections, right? Like the street fight sections. I looked at that in Hammer, and it's crazy how interconnected that area is. It's absolutely insane. It's like one courtyard, and you go into each building, and you loop your way around in crazy ways. It's insane what they did there. I love design like this, where you have one space that you constantly like see in different contexts, and then you can look back and see, oh, I was there. I didn't realize at the start that this is where I was gonna go, but it feels cool when you later realize that it's one connected space. So maps are quite big in like the density of it.
Do you have a good Discord server to join if you want to learn Hammer?
You think of a Portal?
You say you know Unity. Unity has not much in common. I mean, like.
Has BSP, doesn't it? No, wait, no, that's Unreal.
No.
That's Unreal.
I don't even think Unreal uses BS.
Unreal 3, I
BSP
think, maybe
anymore.
had. I think Unreal 3 had BSP still. But I don't know for sure. I read something
Unreal
about it.
Engine 1 uses BSP, I know that.
That's Yeah,
Old.
can't believe
I
that.
tried learning mapping for Unreal Engine 1 because I wanted
If you want to
get a
learn
use expert.
hammer mapping for Portal, I can recommend thinking with portals and portal mapping and modding Discord communities. You could just look it up and you find
Yeah.
like a community post somewhere on Steam. If you want to learn other things, I think there's like a general source engine mapping Discord server.
You also look at the Valve Dev community.
Valve, yeah,
The
in general,
documentation, everything's there. That's the
before
first
you
place
before
to
you
go, really.
post anything, like before you ask a question of why does my map leak, put a little bit of effort into researching these things yourself. There's so many tutorials out there, a lot of them.
There's
Top Hat
tons of
Waffle,
tutorials.
a lot of other people.
Yeah, that was a good tutorial starting out.
Top Hat Waffle is more Counter-Strike Source, Half-Life
Yeah,
related,
yeah.
but a lot of that applies to other engines.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I put a bit of effort, and then if you have an answer where you really just hit a brick wall and you just don't understand, why can't I put an overlay onto a moving brush, right? It's never explained anywhere, and then you ask and they say, hey, it just doesn't work, you just doesn't do it, and then you're like, oh, yeah, sucks.
That's the way they do it.
We have to make another break because my god, my stomach is it's not too bad. I just drink way too much of this water here. So see you I'm back.
Welcome back.
Come back.
Beautiful creatures, they are great, aren't they?
Some of them are quite good memories.
Oh,
I
this
remember
is
some of
this
those.
is the awesome area.
Yeah,
Mm,
no, that's the area in the trailer. Oh,
the
God.
YOE color transform
that's
worked really
a-
well.
That's a good one.
Oh.
I remember having to fix that. Make a custom shader.
But yeah, no. What else we got? What will be the story of the DLC? Do we plan any DLC?
I'm confused whether this person means
I think they're talking about Revolution because I think it's like
Yeah.
someone was like
You
like
mentioned
listing
DLC.
Revolution as like DLC. What's DLC size? I think is what they mean.
yeah. I
think
wonder
maybe,
whether
like-
that person means whether talks about the mod as the DLC. It's not a DLC. It's a
No.
standalone mod. I mean, you'll find out. I always wonder why people ask us this. Like, do you want us to spoil you? Obviously, we won't reveal it.
I mean, like you can get like a basic idea of the store on the Steam store page. We
Yeah,
can,
or
like,
if you watch the trailer,
overview.
you can get a basic idea of the basic premise. But there's so much more that we have not revealed. There's so much more. We've been pretty vague with this mod,
Yeah, there's lots
with this
of like.
plot, with all of this stuff. We've shown a lot of areas, but anything else has been pretty hush hush.
Yeah, gotta leave some stuff.
A religion about me, that would be scary. I don't want to make a cult, please. I don't want to lead a cult.
Yeah, no.
I'm not the Messiah.
I don't know. People might be calling it the next Portal 3, just be careful.
I think some people already are.
Yeah, well
I've seen
actually,
it in the comments.
you know that article on Twitter, they called it Portal 3?
Oh.
What on Twitter?
Well, yeah, the PC Games N guys, they called it Portal 3 on their Twitter.
I read that article. I didn't see.
I
much
haven't
about it.
read-
No, it's on their Twitter post they made about it.
I don't have Twitter.
Yeah, no.
Don't you mean X?
Oh yeah, X, such a bad name. I love deleting billion-dollar IPs for no reason.
43 billion.
I'm on
man,
their Twitter and I don't see anything saying.
If you just, yeah, it's hard to find.
Oh wait.
Type in PC
Short
Games
of
N.
Portal 3, this will certainly fill the companion cube-shaped hole in our hearts when it hits in January 2024.
maybe I won't call everything Portal 3.
Well, yeah. Yeah, get some clicks.
Yeah, I mean they also have to sensationalize stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's just how media works.
Yeah.
It'd be a bad journalist for.
But the community was not happy at all when Tyler McVicker called Port Reloaded
Yeah,
Port
well,
3. The community was not happy about that.
No.
Ugh.
I think I know what he was like trying to get at kind of with it, but that was just a terrible thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, was it for
Especially
Reloaded?
made
You
by
called it?
one person.
Reloaded.
Yeah, that was. Oh, no.
Just in
Compared-
general, overhyping something before we've played it is not a great idea.
Yeah, people have learned their lesson with No Man's Sky and
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
I had fun inside. I had played it on a good PC.
Release.
Dude, I played the day one release. It was fine for me.
Well, you got
I didn't
lucky.
even have the bug where he put the gun into his head. I didn't even have that bug.
Well,
I didn't have most of the animation bugs.
the animations inside.
I had a
just
pretty
dodged.
good experience on day one. That was crazy.
Fair enough. Maybe you're just blessed.
I love the comments that on the trailer that say, "Oh no, this is gonna get cancelled. Don't get your hopes up."
No.
We're like the game is done. Why?
Yeah, asteroids would have to fall from space and hit all of our
You-
houses and kill us.
They would have
It was
to.
not
They would have to somehow delete GitHub servers, all of them,
And also kill all of our computers.
and all of our computers with.
For this not to go, yeah, nice.
And also Valve servers, because there's a copy on there as well.
Oh yeah, let's click on that.
I mean, not of the game content, but the build, you know.
Yeah. It's all there. Oh god.
Let's just not jinx it, okay? Let's
More
not
like
jinx it.
Yeah.
Knife.
You never know what might happen.
Do you think this mob will surpass Portal Forbidden testing tracks? Actually, I haven't played it yet.
In what aspect?
Oh wow.
The animator for Source games. Animator, you mean the character animator? That's called Face Poser. Yes, it is. Yeah. Other animations you do in other programs like Blender, and that's, you know, not a pain in the ass. At least. Yeah, workflow is a bit of a pain. But,
I mean, my workflow's alright. The old one's a bit...
yeah, I mean, I just love when Studio MDL just can't compile collision models on props that have multiple bones. They just rotate it really. I just love that.
People don't root their bones, that's why.
I feel like we are on track to get 200,000 views by the end of today.
Oh, really? Fuck.
We're almost at 150,000 now.
Ridiculous.
I'm usually not the one to watch the numbers too closely, but this is insane.
Yeah, it's like, I'm happy, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And you know, after years of work, it's just fun to just take a day to just let it sink in and appreciate it, and
yeah, hard work.
just
fruits of our labor.
chill for a bit. It's Sunday as well.
Yeah.
And then we can keep
Still
working.
have stuff to do though. You get a bunch of stuff finished.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna stream as long as people still ask questions. It's possible that Sarah might join us. That would be fun. I don't know if she can.
She back on holiday?
No.
Oh,
Also, yeah. Now that we
would you be?
don't say those things. Now that we've rescheduled, we could even do additional recordings with her.
That'd be good.
Oh yeah.
We have actual Skybox textures. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all HDR.
Some of them
Very
are
large.
some of them are just taken from
HDR I haven't.
HDRihaven.com or something to the site, which are, you know, Creative Commons Zero license, so you can just take those.
Yeah.
Others are rendered ourselves.
Yeah, that first screenshot, that's our render, isn't it?
Look, people again bully other mod creators. The amazing hammer working for Portal Forbidden testing tracks. The only thing I'm gonna say about that is I don't know why they released it on Steam. Because that person, it's amazing. I mean, they got a Portal mod done and released it. None of you guys can say that, can you? No, I can't say that. I haven't finished it yet. So he did it. I just assume it's a he. I think so far I've heard he. So yeah, I just don't know why they released it on Steam, because releasing something on Steam just adds a lot more expectations, and yeah, I just couldn't live with that negative feedback.
Yeah.
I would have not released that on Steam if it was a mod to be, you know.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been better.
Generally, like when you're not like too experienced with like a tool, usually I would try to do something that like try to tune the project according to that. Like if you know you're not going to be able to make like you're not like the best at hammer and stuff, like then you try to like, okay, I'm gonna put all of my effort into like this one kind of small thing that people might end up really liking. But when you try like, okay, I'm gonna have like 30 maps or something, and like 8 different portal guns, and like stuff like that, then suddenly like that raises the expectations for people a lot more. And
Yeah.
it will look, there'll be kind of like a dissonance between like, oh, the scope of the mod and the actual skill, instead of like those kind of matching in equilibrium kind of. I don't know if any of that made sense.
What do you
Klaus,
mean, like-
don't worry. I was mean as well. It's just a thing. Yeah, lately I've been. I mean, I used to be like that as well, but lately I've just tried to see more of the positives, because we're all just fans making fan content, making fan projects just for the heck of it. And this negativity and like negative outlook, and you're almost like afraid of showing your stuff because everyone will just say how that cable in the corner of your screenshot is not connected to the lamp. It's not very fun, and we all just do this because we want to have fun. Yeah.
Mod communities especially can be kind of nasty sometimes, which is weird, especially
yeah.
compared to like some indie dev communities that part of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's almost like it's so competitive, right? Like everyone is trying to prove themselves over the others, and I just don't find that very inviting. So I try to, just see the positives in all of these things. I mean, he released something on Steam faster than we did. Yeah, props to him for getting this thing finished. Most people, they have these ideas and never finish it.
Yeah, they sort of self-doubt themselves.
Of course, I can then talk, I can then give feedback about what could be improved, but yeah, this isn't the place for that.
Also, one other
Like
thing that's
unsolicited
kind of worth
like
noting,
feedback is sometimes comes over as a bit as a bit like,
one thing
Yeah, I
that's
don't know
also
what I'm
worth
talking-
knowing about forbidden testing tracks is that it was kind of, from what I understand, it was kind of designed to just add as many things to the game as possible so that other mappers would be able to use it as a base to like add kind of to make like interesting maps using. And that's why it does kind of feel like an over stuff, like, oh, you've got the gravity gun, the fizzler gun, the time gun, the paint gun, portal gun, like all of that, just because it's supposed to be like one. The goal for the creator was like one base, kind of
Yeah.
like a branch to for communities to base other things on.
You can tell that creating a cohesive level design like experience is not their highest priority. Highest priority was just to add new interesting gameplay elements. But it's when you release it on Steam, people have high expectations, and then you'll get shit talked.
Inevitable, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's to be expected. Like that still is not surprising, right?
When you put your stuff out there in the public, it's sort of,
All competitiveness, yeah. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to constantly shit talk about the community, but that is the thing that's been tiring me. I've been, in modding community for a long time, and that's the thing that's kept repeated. That has happened over and over and over, and it's not really ended. It's always just the negativity and competitiveness of everyone is just trying to up the other one, and everyone's just like, oh, this is gonna be better, this is better, this is better, this is better, and there's place for that in like mapping competitions, sure. And I was very unsporty in those mapping competitions and was not very nice. But I've come to realize that that's just not fun and healthy. and we should just celebrate the things that are nice instead of constantly just trying to find issues with these other projects because we don't like them, because mine is definitely much better.
What is the most significant change that the team has made to the Strata engine? I feel like that gets a little into some stuff, but
Yeah.
that's a question.
Hard to say, really.
The biggest
Cool people
singular
you met-
change.
Okay.
The matches have been cut for 3 years now. The biggest singular change. Honestly, probably we could do most of our gameplay without the source code, except for the Schrödinger's cube. Maybe there would be a way to do it with VScript, but I could never have had that idea. So gameplay wise for our mod, it's probably that, reviving that. Visuals is probably having cascade shadow maps, because from CSGO, because that just opened up so many more possibilities for us. We completely redesigned all of our overgrown areas from scratch because of that. It was painful.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them we've just adjusted, but wow, that was a big update.
It's a pain to work with though. You have to open the sky so much.
You have to open the sky much more. It's just
Yeah,
very different, because otherwise no sunlight goes through.
Yeah, no ambient lighting or anything.
But honestly, Panorama UI is great.
Yeah, that's a really big.
Portal 2's VGUI is so limiting and so closed off because VGUI is not built to be extendable and like configurable from the outside too much. I still don't know what the point of the res files are because they're just completely ignored in many places. Like they load the res file and then just override everything anyway. But yeah, Panorama UI and being able to make our completely own UI and like it doesn't only give us our own game feel, but that also then included being able to get saves working better and all of that, and making custom options and all of these little things. I don't think if rewriting the UI is the biggest thing, but it's definitely one of the 3 best aspects of this new engine. Also, just being able to fix bugs yourself or improve the editors and stuff like that is really great.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's been shared, but the main menu, it looks pretty awesome. Like
We released a
the
picture.
UI in general. I don't know if we did.
I released a picture of that. Yeah, thank you very much, because I'm the one who makes the UI.
It's really sick. Because before it was kind of awkward how it was just sort of. Because I remember the one before, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I
This one
just
with the
couldn't
whole-
get the style right.
The diegetic sort of.
But honestly, I just try to get it functional first,
Yeah.
and then I can improve and do everything like that. But yeah, I'm really happy about the new UI, how it's sort of semi-diegetic. I love. It was difficult to get it look good in a dark theme. I feel like light theme is often a bit easier to design for because you just have more shades to work with. And dark always looks different on every monitor, which is also hard. Like you make something really dark on my phone, and it's super bright on there, and even bright on my laptop.
Yeah.
How do you have so much dedication to make one single thing? When I make something, I suddenly want to make something else. How do you combat that?
Discipline.
From Opaga Magnet.
I don't know.
It's you just have to. Okay, because this is the thing with portal mods, right? Is when you're making them, they're not always fun, and that's when people sort of start dropping off. Because once it starts being fun, you don't want to do it, and then people rely too much on that initial sort of burst of motivation. And once they lose it, they no longer find it interesting, and then they move on to the next thing that gives them that that good feeling. So it's just sort of you have to push past it really. It's quite difficult.
I think you still have to believe in a project as a whole, right? To be proud of the project and not to just like make something that you know is shit and you don't like and you're not proud of. That's still important. But yeah, oftentimes it is easy to start a mod. It's difficult to stick to stick through it. And there are times where you don't want to work. But if you only work on the mod when you have like top tier levels of motivation, you're not gonna get it done, because that is not gonna stick with you all the time. So you just have to get it. You have to sort of treat it sometimes like a job where you just okay, I don't even know what I'm gonna work on, but I'll just open up Hammer, load up a map, or I'll just open up the game, see where I left off, see how it's gonna look, and then you can find things to work on. Having other people to work with is definitely a big benefit, because then it's not just you, it's other people, and there's this back and forth. I found this even, especially when I was writing the script. I mean, I'm still like mainly the sole script writer, game voice line script, we had help from Ian, who worked on Portal Smell for a short time, and that was just fun, just being able to bounce back and forth with him. If I'm just stuck, I don't know exactly how to word it. I know I need to get from there to there in the script. This is what has to happen, but I don't know how to word it like as dialogue. Writing dialogue is really difficult. Just going back and forth is just so good. He's no longer on the team, but yeah, I've been trying to revisit that, like that back and forth with other team members as well. Like I always invite my voice actors to also give feedback about the script. Most of the time they're pretty happy with it, except for weird misspellings or grammar errors. I'm not a native speaker after all, so I always try to get it past everyone. But also just in general, bouncing back and forth about ideas is really fun. And so many ideas have just come from other people. So many. I mean, we've basically I've basically redone half of the story over the last 2 years, and that has been caused by one small little side comment by one of our playtesters, and that has just snowballed into the whole thing getting changed. The characters being completely different and much more interesting and better characters. So yeah, just try to have fun. Try not to treat it too much as a job, right? There's some mod project they get 15 people on there, and none of them they're all feeling intimidated, and it's this big project. Just try to make something small. Just get cool people that you like hanging around with. That you
can't spend 7 years of your life doing this.
Don't plan to spend 7 years of your life. Plan 7 months, and then take that times 5 at least. That is what you really take.
In terms of my personal advice as well, one, anybody who hasn't seen the 2 Clicks Fill Up mid-development hell video, that's a good video.
Just in general, Free Clicks Phillips on his 2 Clicks Phillips channel, his game dev series is great. You should watch that his game dev journey series. It's amazing. It also gives a lot of perspective into him, because he's also kind of fed up with other game developers telling him how how his games are limited and bad or whatever, while they have not done anything at all. All of this negativity in this community. He has a lot of the same feelings that I have. I could definitely connect with him there.
Yeah, the way he talks though about switching to other engines, he does kind of share a lot of misinformation that I don't quite like in terms of tool wise. The whole I'd rather be a pro at a basic program versus a noob at an advanced one is just not how game development works generally. But
he is not a full-time game developer. He does it as a hobby.
Yeah.
I think for him it's fair. I think it's fair for him. I mean, he is in his comfort zone. If he wanted to take it seriously, then he should use other tools. But he's just doing this because it's fun, and then having other people tell you to do it differently when you're just having fun, messing around with things, making stuff for free, then that's not very, not a comment that you really want to hear at the moment.
And the other second way that for finishing stuff is to make sure that whatever project you're working on allows you to do a bunch of different things that you like, or then if it's just a mapping project, then there's a good chance that you might get bored very, very quickly. However, if you're doing mapping, some texturing, some writing, that's kind of, at least in my personal opinion, has helped a lot with the boredom or getting tired of a project, because when you sit down all right, I'm gonna work on something, like Stone said, you've got a lot of things that you can work on.
It's sometimes overwhelming. I mean, yeah, I actually quite like that. That is good advice to have multiple disciplines. Would you say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something that helps me as well, because I'm very multidisciplinary. So if I'm just burnt out of mapping, because I spend more time in as an editor than anything else, then I can just sidestep and do programming on the game engine, fix some bugs there. If I'm tired of doing that programming, I can program websites or Panorama, or I can implement voice lines or write scripts or do all of these different things. If you're doing this for your as a solo developer or for fun or in a small team where you have that freedom to just choose what you want to do, I felt that really helped me to always do different things, to not just get burned out at mapping all the time.
Who is the core at the end of the trailer?
We're not gonna tell you.
Okay.
Someone asked something interesting. I forgot what it was. Yeah, how did it build up the team? I can't give you a guide for that. I can't, because this stuff is always just coincidences, and you can't plan for it.
You're very lucky.
Yeah, I just found really cool people over the time. I mean, look, there are a lot of people that have. I feel like I've gotten a better instinct of knowing right ahead of who's gonna be good to work with, who is gonna resonate with me. Yeah, I mean, so if you have a project and you want to get and you want other people, you want to attract other people's help, just make it something that they can be proud of. You have to, if you're the lead developer, you have to show that you have agency, you take this project seriously, you have plans of completing this, you have thought this stuff through, you know how stuff is going to look like, because team members don't want to be co-creators right off the bat, at least. Right? Most people that just want to volunteer on a mod, they don't plan to make this their full-time job. They just want to help out every now and then. So if you know what you want and you do a lot of the work and just basically show them the road so they can walk it down it or whatever saying you want, that is gonna help, I think. And that doesn't mean that you have to be the dictator that just says you do this, you do this, you do this. No, you should still take their suggestions and stuff. But if you just say, yeah, can you design the levels for this chapter? Thank you. That's not. First of all, that's way too daunting, and because that person probably didn't sign up for that. And also, it's going to be an incoherent mess if you just get multiple people to design. You're going to get Hunter and Freeman if you do that. Yeah, I mean, in our case, it's good that I was a level designer, because the level design is, after all, what dictates the whole flow of the game.
Yeah.
And based on that, if I build the original block out, people can already get an idea of what this is going to be like. Okay, this is like a wooden chamber, which is sort of an interesting style, still modern, but cheap materials. Oh, I'm gonna just randomly make a tarp. Now, didn't I ask you to make the tarp? Maybe I asked you.
I don't think you ever asked me. I just thought,
I think you wanted to make the tarp. Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
just get a tarp, and then I think that tarp is amazing.
And you
That
smell it,
material,
made.
I'm gonna make my own physics simulation, put it
Yeah,
in the cooler tarp, and then he goes back and makes the tarp even look better because he adds ambient occlusion to it. And that sort of, like, where it's, if as a lead developer, you sort of have to present the foundation that other people can build on. That is at least how I've been working on this for the last 3 or 4 years with this current team.
And so, damn, this project appeared out of nowhere. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Been around-
We just
been
didn't see
around
it. Nobody notices us.
People have now, thankfully.
But someone actually... How does your playtest process work? Do you have a checklist, or you just replay something until it breaks?
We have people as well.
So playtesting. People always think that playtesting is pen testing. Haha, pen, see. Penetration testing. I differentiate those drastically. Penetration testing is you look for bugs, you look for issues, you see where stuff breaks. It's one thing. Playtesting, I find that is something that you always do at the end, right? When you've already done everything. But playtesting, I find much more interesting, is you just get someone to just play it. And you just watch them. And you don't answer the questions. And you just observe them, which is very awkward when you're like sitting behind, like when you're sitting in this chair and I'm just here with my notepad grunting whenever you get stuck at something, like, oh, not again. Right? But I find playtesting much more interesting, where it's just watching someone play, and then you as a developer see where people have issues.
Yeah.
And that is really easy to do. You just get someone to play your thing and just watch them and see where stuff breaks. And I basically adopt Valve's design strategy here, although we didn't do enough normal playtesting, honestly.
Yeah.
Nowadays we're just doing penetration testing to figure out things. And also we have a lot of other like mod developers and map developers on our playtesting, in our playtesters, who don't really give you a normal player's point of view because they know way too much about game design. But it's still it is still helpful to get their feedback, because they might see things that we missed, that normal players might miss, but it might still be important. To get back, it's really easy. You just watch them play the game, and then you just rinse and repeat until it's no longer excruciatingly painful to watch them. That is how Valve described it in their talk about how they playtested for Half-Life 2. Yeah, you just watch them until it's no longer excruciatingly painful to watch.
Yeah. That's my other biggest fear as well, actually, people playing it when it releases, and then like just something goes wrong, or people because of a bug who have bad experience, which is just I think one of the biggest fears I have about the whole thing.
Yeah, for me it's probably game stability and stuff like that. That the engine just doesn't work on some random person's machine, and
Yeah, you can't bug fix it.
Because I don't have any ability to fix those issues, really. We should get Tracy set up for that. Should definitely get that going. But yeah, that's just, there's so many big. The thing that stresses me out the most is just because I'm the center point of all of this, because I'm the lead developer and everything. Everything just comes to me, right? Everything is just and that is just a lot, right? Like, there's so much to do and can't do everything. Yeah.
It's just really, really painful.
But the engine is pretty stable so far.
Yeah, it's been pretty.
Problem is just you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Something always breaks, you just have to.
But we've already had so many terrible things.
Yeah, we've had a lot of bugs. I think majority of the showstoppers we've gone. We've sorted those out. It's either just gonna be little annoyances, or things that aren't gonna stop the whole experience and completely destroy it. So
yeah,
I think it'll be fine. And it's a fan mod. Yeah, it's a free mod. Can't fix everything, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's also the thing. We don't have to kick ourselves right? Too
Yeah.
much. Like we've already worked a lot.
It's one of the saving graces of it being free, I guess.
I think we can. That's also I mean, we thought about making this mod paid, but it just didn't happen that way. It not because I'm Sarah.
It
She's
is
arrived.
clear.
That's not your usual recording microphone. I can tell you that.
No, it's so bad. These are like my $40 Bluetooth headphones.
Ooh, they're the dirty butts. That's great.
Yeah. I'm
This-
I'm sat on the street in London. Truly.
You're in London.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, I'm on holiday.
Oh, fair enough.
You want to introduce yourself, Sarah?
Yes, I can. Hello. Hopefully the audio is coming through all right. My name is Sarah Jacqueline, and I'm one of the voiceover artists for Portal Revolution.
Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on vacation now. You know, now that we have delayed the game, we might be able to record some extra stuff.
Oh no.
You're not done yet, sorry.
Oh, stop your action! I thought. We're not done yet. I don't know what.
More.
I don't know what we would record. Honestly, I think we're done.
That's a
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
quality. Obviously.
We've already done everything.
We did some pretty fun sort of no spoilers backstage things that might be interesting to see more of if we have the time.
Oh, you mean just random Easter egg things?
Yeah, or like the little hidden extras and
Oh yeah.
asides and
Yeah.
things.
I wonder how much we're gonna do that because we don't have that much time, right? We have to
Yeah.
just Yeah, people are commenting on your audio quality. Yeah, look, she has a better microphone in the game. Okay, her quality is really good in the game.
Don't worry.
These are just Bluetooth headphones that always have terrible microphone quality.
Yeah.
I
I
can
can swap to handheld if you would like.
It isn't too much of a struggle.
There is a question for you, Sarah.
There's a question. Can you give me 1 second and I will swap to a better? Hold on, I'll just disable the Bluetooth.
Okay.
That's not a question.
There we go. How's that?
That is
That's
actually much
much better.
better. Yeah.
Aha. All right. Now you ask away. Ask away.
So the question is, how does the entire voice acting and the teamwork? Is Stefan a good boss?
You know what to say. You know what to say. You know what to say.
Yeah, say, read the lines, read the lines.
Remember your contract.
Look, hold on. Let me get out my palm cards, my pre-prepared palm cards.
Let me get
that
out my
Stefan
wallet.
gave me earlier.
Where is it?
Yeah, the instructions for when I'm asked this question is Stefan a good boss?
There, I found $100 bill. There it is. €100.
It's worth something.
Nothing worth. It's not worth anything in your country, but
Exchange it for-
Actually, euros are worth. If you gave me €100, that translates to like $250. So sure, that's good money for me.
infinite money.
That's a
glitch.
pair of AirPods.
Ooh.
Anyway, to answer the question, how does the teamwork and voice acting stuff work? It works really well, actually. Because I'm from Australia, and probably the time zones is the trickiest thing. But Stefan's sleep schedule is so ridiculous that truly, any time that works well for me, like the sort of mid-morning when Stefan is like, it's midnight for him, but that is totally fine. Apparently, good hours for me because I'm a morning person. Works well for Stefan. The script work's been really easy. It's all separated out really well. Yeah, it's really good.
Hey, look, I'm a good boss because I can't sleep.
We sacrifice. The
He is
sacrifice
up.
we make.
Yeah, all hours thinking about Portal. When it comes to like doing direction and stuff, like for voiceover, 90% of what the easy. And Stefan, when I first joined the project, he had a really clear idea of what he wanted from the character that I play. And truly just sort of talking me through it, made the whole process quite smooth. So yeah.
I feel like I'm always kind of self-conscious about how I do this stuff, but I feel like it's been working pretty well. Because I have no experience as directing voice actors or anyone in general. I've just been winging this and saw what worked and what doesn't.
Truly, like your ability to or just you saying this is what I want is the most helpful thing on the planet, instead of someone who doesn't know what they want and is faffing around and going, oh, maybe try this, maybe try this, maybe try this. Like we've definitely had moments where we've both gone, oh, what if it...
Oh, you're cutting out.
Not for us.
Oh no.
You cut out there for...
No, it's good for me.
We couldn't hear anything in the live stream, so we could... the last thing again.
Oh.
No, yeah. Oh.
Hello?
Oh. London internet.
There we go. That should be working. Oh, we all good?
Yeah.
Yes,
what was the last thing they said? I couldn't hear it in the live stream.
Oh, I think I lost it. Oh, it's much better. Did you catch the bit where I was like, it's much better if you know what you want rather than... Yeah, we've definitely had moments where I've come out with something different from what you were expecting, and it's worked, or different from what you were expecting and you've gone, maybe not.
More often than not, I prefer the improvised lines. I just most of the time stick to the interesting line over the bland line.
Yeah.
The one that just has a bit more character. This is something that I realized after I started animating the characters, is that it's easier to animate these like cores, which they all have like crazy twitchy head movements. It's easy to animate those if the voice has a lot more variation and inflection, a lot of stuff like that, instead of just being a bland read like I'm saying now. You couldn't animate my speech right now as a core. It would just not work. Maybe Harry can, because he uses face SFM and has all of the controls over each bone, and he's amazing at animating. Maybe he can, but I can't. So later I've actually been thinking, like, going into that with this mindset of recording the voice in a way that works with the animation. I just always think I thought more that it's not good to to tell the voice actors what to want, because that's like restrictive or something, or like maybe I come off as like too taking away your autonomy. But you say that you actually liked it, and I just wonder, is it something that you normally don't get?
Okay, so it's in more sort of your so in my world of kind of amateur hobbyist / semi-professional voice actor world, a lot of the things I do can be undirected or partially directed, and so I don't get. There are times when I will deliver on a project and I won't get any confirmation other than, yeah, that's good for what I've done, or and it's very rare that someone will come back to me and say, can you do it again in a slightly different way? And as an actor, as someone who has who most of my life has been sort of more stage than voice, stage is a world that is much more feedback driven. Like, you try things 3 or 4 different ways, and it's like a group experience rather than just my input. So usually when I'm working on a project, I am running as both director and voice actor. But to have somebody else there who I can bounce off of, who can like put ideas forwards is really, really helpful.
That's interesting. That's cool. Yeah. So
Yeah.
So with those other gigs, you're more just like it's more just a message saying please record this, and then you send them a file, and then it is not like
Yeah.
we meet in a voice chat and record each line and say maybe we do this in a different way. It's not like that for you normally.
Yeah, no, usually I'll deliver like 2 or 3 different takes on a line. Like if it's just like to sample it out, like I might do like a fast read and a slow read. I'll do 2 or 3 takes of the same line, like from different angles. Like I'll try and find the 3 different angles, and I'll just give 2 or 3 options. And then they pick and they use whatever options they want for their projects. And that's how it works. But for you and me, we've been doing that process live. Whereas usually I would be doing it by myself. We're doing the process live is, yeah. It's good to have somebody to bounce off of and have that immediate feedback rather than me listening back to myself and going, okay, maybe I'll try it this way.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, not cool that it sucks for you elsewhere, but cool that the way we do it is the way you like it.
Yeah. It doesn't suck, but it is. It's definitely having immediate feedback is really helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also just fun because that way we get so many new ideas.
Yeah, and we have the opportunity to play with the script more, whereas if it's just me by myself, I have the lines in front of me and I will deliver them exactly as they're written.
Yeah, exactly. And I've had so many times where just a little stupid idea just became something defining about the character.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I try to be more flexible like that, where I know that these things are gonna be static. These won't change, right? Like this character is always gonna be introduced in this point of the story. It's always gonna have this goal. But other like smaller things like their character, their personality, those are malleable, and I just try to stick to the strengths of the voice actors instead of just imposing some character that I've just come up with on them, and then the voice actor doesn't fit the role properly.
Yeah, we definitely came up with a couple of really good jokes. I think a couple of memeable lines.
Don't say any of them.
Yeah, I won't. But there are a couple of things in there that like we laugh about, like in our little directorial chats regularly. So I'm hoping the people like them too.
Yeah, there are lines where I feel like if even I have to crack up after playing it for the 10th time, then it must be good.
Yeah.
Someone asked, how often do you re-record voice lines?
Well,
it depends. Some of them we re-recorded a couple of times because we got some feedback on them that was like, maybe that's weird, or it doesn't really work for the moment. So we went back in and redid those. I think there was only one section that we did a couple of times that was really tricky. And I think the
introduction was really hard, especially.
Yeah. I think we re-recorded it 3 times. I think the third take, the third sort of go at it is what's included now.
Yeah. At first we went too far in one direction, then we dialed back too much, and then we found a good medium of not too calm, but also not too crazy. Medium there. Yeah, I mean, it depends. I try to avoid doing that, not only because it's a lot of work. Lines are harder to record if they're already animated, because then I need to throw away a lot of animation work. And that hasn't happened too much. It's mainly happened with Will's character, because we changed his voice so many more times than yours. His lines have changed a lot.
He's definitely been on the project for longer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've only joined like this year, I think.
Yeah.
And Will has been on here for like 3 years, I think,
Yes.
or at least 2.
I feel like he's been here way longer.
He's been here for a long time.
Yeah.
He's a part of the wallpaper by now.
Yeah, his character. Did you see that article by Games? The game. What is that? Isn't called
PC Games N.
PC Games N. They have Sterling as the.
Yeah, it's the picture. Yeah,
Yeah,
I did see that one.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Because it's the one that was most prevalent in the trailer. Then.
Yeah, makes sense.
Brilliant.
What other questions are there? We can try and get some more.
Someone asked, is Stratosource more powerful than regular Source? If so, what are its biggest benefits?
Yeah, it takes 500 watts of power to run. Takes more power. No, yeah, it can do a lot more. I mean, yeah. The amount of times
It has ups and downs.
I mean, look, in the long term, it's all benefits.
Yeah, definitely.
The thing is just working on an unstable engine that just always keeps breaking because things are in development. It's just really difficult and very frustrating, especially. I feel like that is not the fault of anyone in particular. It's just an unfortunate way that our teams are designed, where we're not too in touch with the StrataDev core team.
Yeah.
And we just keep pulling that stuff, and then shit just breaks. But also, I feel like they're also very frustrated with how that works because, I mean, it's not only it's even their fault. Like sometimes you change one line of code somewhere else, and this just breaks only in our game because only we use this feature in this situation at this place in exactly this way that breaks it.
Yeah, it's just one of those. It's really annoying.
Yeah, I feel like there's not really anyone at fault. It's just like a problem of many hands sort of thing.
Yeah.
And just an unfortunate
How it
team structure because we were so disconnected, but then we relied on the engine so much. Yeah, I feel like it would have been nice if there was more of a, like, if I can give my feedback on working with the Stratosource engine internally, which I don't want to talk too much about because there's so much, I don't want to shit on their work, is that I would really appreciate a stable engine, like basically an LTS release, right? Yeah, and that is basically what I've been doing with Portal Revolution right now. It's just we froze the engine as it is. We're on an build from October, and then just fixed bugs that were left, and have not pulled any new changes since then, just so we can finish and ship the game. Yeah, a some sort of LTS would be nice. But I also understand that it's a lot of work to do that. It's a lot of work to maintain two separate engine branches. But it would, I think it would it would reduce more pain than it causes. That is what I feel like.
There is another question for Sarah here.
Lossless version of the OST. Yeah, we're gonna release Flax. That's gonna. I thought my headphones just made weird noises because of the cable. I thought there was a fly near my ear. And I have headphones on, so I just freaked out for a second. Was it in my ears?
Nightmare.
But yeah, the soundtrack. We have a very dynamic soundtrack that changes, depending on what happens. Right, like if you turn on a laser and that laser catcher makes a sound. So we're gonna release that after the game is done, and Jared wants to remix those tracks to work better as a standalone listening experience.
Yeah.
But that's the plan. The music is his stuff. I don't own any of that. But that is what he said he wants to do.
For the question for Sarah, so I'm actually quite interested in this one as well.
Me as well.
Yeah. What made you decide to voice act for this mod?
What made me decide to voice act for this mod?
Oh yeah.
I got a message from Stefan out of the blue, being like, "Hey, I've seen your demo. Would you like to voice this character?" And I went, is this a scam?
No, you didn't.
Internally, I thought that, but then I was like,
Probably.
yeah, of course I would, because like Portal, I grew up with this game. Like I remember playing it when it first came out. I remember my brother. I think we brought this up. He had a portal gun at some point.
I'm
We brought it
so
up in the team
jealous.
chat.
I'm so jealous. That I want that as a release gift.
Yeah. I went home not too long ago, and I was talking to him about it, and I was like, "What did you do with it?" And he was like, "Oh, I sold it." And I was like, "Which one was it?" It was Atlas's one. It was the blue Atlas portal gun.
Can't believe he sold it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and it made noises. It was really cool.
Oh no.
So expensive.
Just a complete side note. We've still got, like, when we were super into Portal, my mum made like a giant plush companion cube for my brother, and we've still got it. It lives in my room now.
I'm so jealous. Why do you have more Portal props than I do? That's not fair. I only have my keyboard.
You have
Your keyboard's
I
pretty,
have
like-
my keyboard.
Cool though.
Keyboard
yeah,
is
who
cool.
wouldn't? Yeah, who wouldn't-
Rory made me make that. He's at fault here.
Yeah.
You just went, like, after the meeting. You just went. Have you heard of mechanical keyboards? Whatever. Whatever. It's your
Yeah,
time,
okay.
When I
sir.
was starting to get into it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Factious.
you went way further than I did though.
It's your moment, Sarah. We're stealing
Yeah,
it.
continue with the.
Yeah. I hope that answers the question.
What other questions are there?
Yeah, but I still I still wonder though, what made you think less of that this is less of a scam?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I just looked up the project and I was like, oh, that's legit. Like, it exists. Yeah.
It does exist.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm telling you guys.
Please
Just
put down a
make
200
if you want people to help you
deposit.
on the thing, make it something that people
You hashtag it first, yeah, that's the thing.
can
People try and.
be proud of working on.
Yeah, yeah. Because I looked at it and I immediately went, oh, this thing is like bigger than Ben-Hur. Of course I want to be a part of it. And sort of, even if it was a smaller mod, like I looked at the pictures, I was like, I can't believe that's Portal. Like, it's so beautiful.
Very beautiful.
And like I've been able to watch some of the gameplay, and it's just like some of the puzzles are very tricky. For my poor little brain, I've been out of the Portal loop for a while, but they're like so satisfying when you get it. Mwah. Yeah, who wouldn't want to be a part of something like this? Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I was looking around for a female voice actress, and I had so much trouble, and I found so many, like, that doesn't work, I don't know about her. And then I found you, and I was like, what the hell? This is her. This is the character. I need to have her.
Yeah, and we did try like a couple of different voices for it to start with, like, because I think the demo that you heard doesn't contain the voice that I do for the character.
No, you do a very
in that demo, that was a file where I had a bunch of different.
There were
stuff.
There were 5 different voices in that
So
file, and I think the first one had the energy that you were after, but not the accent.
Not the attitude, yeah, it was a.
Yeah, I could just tell that you have a really big range and have a very vibrant voice. Because
Thank you.
I got a lot of auditions, and a lot of them just sounded like anyone, right? Yeah, it didn't sound unique, and I'm looking for voices where I always feel like when I say that's somehow an insult. But I'm just looking to make characters that are interesting. And Sarah just has such a big range, and is so cheery and vibrant that just made her character so much better. Because I didn't know what your character would be really, like what personality she would have at all. I just had no idea because I had so much trouble finding a voice actress for so long. I mean, I think we had Will for like almost 2 years at that point, or at least a year. Yeah, so I was just so happy to find that, and that totally defined her character. Your character, you defined her character.
Yeah. Can I just say, I love the voice that Will does. Like, it's the right level.
Yeah, give him a bit of props. Everyone is like, that voice is annoying. No, shut up. Will is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know that, okay, Will as a normal person, his normal voice is very normal. He sounds like a normal person, okay? But like the character is like, I think just the right level of zany for Portal.
Yeah, you just have to be a bit zany for Portal.
Yeah, it fits, I think.
We went through loads of different voice actors, and they all sounded like
your average college student.
That was the word you
yeah. And that is just so bland and unoriginal, and
yeah.
I mean, they sound like me, right? I couldn't be a voice actor. I mean,
I can't speak English properly. I couldn't be a voice actor.
It's gonna be very difficult for me to record this developer commentary. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Because then I don't even because live streams I can do because I just hear my voice. I don't hear my voice. I just hear it how I normally hear it. But when I have to listen to the file and get it in the game, that is gonna be hard. But I'm more used to it now. I'm used to hearing my voice more and more. I'm more used to it.
I'm just not used to it. I hate it. I can't do it.
Hearing myself talk English used to be much harder at first.
Did you not like it?
At first, I had trouble getting coming to grips with my German voice, and then I started talking English, and I was like, oh, I had the same experience again. And then I started to get to grips with my English voice a bit more because I just have better pronunciation nowadays.
Yeah.
Average college student. Yeah, I always have the best analogies, don't I?
Those are the weirdest analogies.
What was the last analogy that I had when we were recording with Will?
I can't remember.
What was that? We can't say that on stream.
Yeah, no.
Then we can't say that on stream.
No. Anyway.
BMod. I don't know what BMod is going to do. I think BMod already asked about implementing our gel fizzlers, gel cleansing fields, paint. I think we just call them cleansing fields. I think it tries that the difficulty is that ours are always mounted on the top, and in PDI you can mount fizzlers on the side as well, and this is a stream of water. It doesn't.
So you can't, you can do it sideways.
I don't know. I don't work on that, but they could. Yeah, we're gonna make certain assets available for other people to use in their own stuff. We're gonna have a blog page, a page on our website that lists which terms are for what asset has which terms of use, because we don't own all of the assets. We use a lot of assets that other people made, so I can't just say, yeah, you can do whatever you want with this asset. Just because we have permission doesn't mean you have permission. And then also, certain story related or very assets that are just related to this game, we don't really want other people to use without at least asking us about.
Yeah, unless it's specific. Yeah.
Yeah, like our player model. Don't use it in your mod, for example, right? For as an example.
SFM's probably animations. I imagine you probably could if you want to do that outside of a mod, maybe. That's fine. But yeah, well, it depends.
How does the goo work? What goo?
Don't have any new goo, do we?
Do you mean the toxic slime water that's in test chambers, or the gels?
Yeah, that's what we want.
Good. And what is the goo? I don't know! You need to tell me that! I don't know what the goo is. It does
What color?
Oh, someone. Yeah,
What
yeah.
color is the goo?
I don't know what the goo is. That
Oh, man.
it reminds me of a fun question I got from someone. I released this mod pack of not mod pack, this source mod of cut content Port Revolution maps, very old. Has nothing to do with the game as it is now. And someone asked me, the game crashes. Why? It's like, I don't know.
The goo in the trailer.
I don't know.
Also,
Something new.
someone asked, is it hard modding for Source?
Yes.
Yes. Incredibly. No idea.
Oh,
It's
no.
Source
don't do
is
it.
a nightmare
Use
engine.
use any other engine that isn't Source, please, if you want to make something like fun. Unless it's like a Portal mod, don't ever use Source for a game.
You don't need to use Source for a game.
Yeah.
There's no point in it. There are other engines that can. The thing with Source is, I don't think Valve ever intended it to be like a universal game engine like Unity and Unreal. They never intended it to be that. It's their own engine that they make for their own games that are first-person single player or multiplayer shooters, right? And they just gave it away to other people, parts of it. But they never really had intentions to really support it properly. Which you could, say, well, please support it, but yeah, you could just do something else. But we.
Although
can't.
I do know that now the Hammer or the Havoc license is no longer an issue, as far as I understand, for commercial Source engine games.
Yeah, you don't need to pay that if you want to give it commercial. Which would have been awesome for us if we could make it commercial, but we didn't. So yeah, missed opportunity. Oh yeah, I wanted to get back on that about commercializing the game. I wanted to do that, not because I'm some greedy cash grab guy, but I want to make future games. I have a lot of cool ideas.
For you guys.
And yeah, it would be. Look, if you spend 7 years working on a game,
you'd want something back from it.
It would be stupid to pass on the opportunity if it's in front of you. I'll say it like that.
Yeah.
Right. It would be dumb to pass an opportunity because that could be a life-changing amount of money, especially for someone as young as I am.
Any amount of money is enough, really.
Yeah, it's. But now it's gonna be free.
Yeah.
What ends with the next game? Look, I don't know about the next game. I mean, I really like Godot right now, but I don't know what the next game is, how it's gonna be, if it's gonna be developed, because the future for me right now is so uncertain. I'm just making the game, and I don't know what's gonna happen after that. Come on,
And
YouTube.
just to let you guys know, I'm probably gonna pop off in 5 or 10 because it's getting a little cold outside.
Fair enough.
Yep.
That's cool.
If there's an extra question for me, fire it away. Otherwise, I'm gonna toddle off straight. I'll wander off.
That's fine.
Right now.
Thanks for checking in, even in your vacation. That's awesome.
We just got
That's the last question for you.
Okay, so I'll read it out. So, how did you get into stage acting? I'm personally nervous about auditioning for something at my school, but it's my aspiration. So much anxiety.
So much anxiety for stage. I actually got into stage through school. I did a whole bunch. I had a drama teacher who really believed in me, which was fantastic. And he was sort of the one who pushed me into it. So truly, have a crack. Like, I didn't get major roles to start with. It was all, you start at chorus, you work your way up. All I can say is just be involved in whatever way you can and in whatever capacity you're able to. Like, put in the hours that you have. Yeah.
How would you deal with the anxiety? I think that's another part of the question. Because they have a lot of anxiety about it. How would you get past that if you were in their shoes, sort of thing?
Truly, the only thing you can do is practice. It's I always use a sports analogy because now I actually teach drama now as one of my things. I'm a drama teacher at school, and I always use a sports analogy of like you practice how you play. Like if you can get it right in practice and you have the muscle memory in practice, then it will all come out. The moment they say action or the moment the lights come up, that muscle memory will kick in. Even if you're scared, the moment you start moving, that anxiety will fall away and the memory will just take you. Practice.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
There you have it.
The secret.
They responded with thanks.
Yeah.
We are at close to 3 hours at this point.
Yeah, I think we're also gonna pop off soon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Unless there are more questions.
Let's have a little quick read through. Can we have a Stefan? Can we have a room reveal?
A room reveal.
A room reveal.
I mean, look, my webcam here is on a cable, so I don't have that much.
Stefan, while you sort that out, I'm gonna say goodbye.
Alright, bye.
See you,
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Lovely
Thanks for
chatting.
coming.
I will see you all around. Catch me on Instagram if you need me. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, we included her Instagram in the trailer description.
Alright.
Yeah, you can find it there. My room reveal, report award poster right there. This is a screenshot of Portal Revolution with the Portal Community Edition logo on it. it's a puzzle that my sister. It's like a custom puzzle that my sister gave me, and she was. She was jigsaw puzzle. And she was very sad when I told her that it's the wrong logo. Yeah, but it's fine. It uses that engine technically. So.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Whiteboard right here. We have I have these like whatever you call them. This says compiling maps. This is like a card with you can write on a whiteboard marker, and I put this on my keyboard when I'm compiling maps overnight. So when my dad wakes up before me, he doesn't shut down the computer or something.
That before.
Yes, and then there is another card here that says PC shuts down automatically. That I put that next to it, and then hopefully in braces, and then I put that next to it. So then I'm compiling maps. PC shuts down automatically, hopefully, because I don't know if my script actually works. Just have to hope. There is also compiling shaders. Please don't cancel. Can take a few hours. That one's that one really takes a long. I mean, on my new CPU, it's not too bad. It is no longer like a whole day of compiling. It's just like 2 hours, which is still really long. Like Lightmap Generic takes 2 hours to compile. I mean, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Yes. I guess desk reveal is next. We have my perfect keyboard, more of these cards here. With more fun stuff on it, like some codes from a video game. My index. That thing. Steam controller. This is from the Vsauce Curiosity box. It's ink. Holds all of my stuff. Microphone stand. 3 monitors, look at that. 1, 2, 3. My camera is on a cable here, so I can't do that much. 3 monitors. Where did I buy the Aperture Science keyboard? I built this thing, okay? I built it. I built this myself.
Yeah, that was You got the keys right.
An old Cherry keyboard plus some custom keys from WASD, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Custom
and
PCB.
Then you used a custom PCB.
This is a sticker. It actually sticks really, really well. So one more.
The electricity bill.
Yeah, I don't pay that electricity, so it's fine. Yeah, if I'm gonna have to put this together afterwards. What I can do is delete master now. Yeah.
Are you taking apart the mods?
The keyboard, of course.
Gonna flex the PCB
Come on.
and the janky cables.
Yes, it's a bit stuck on one side right here. Know what's going on there? There we go. Yeah, 80s era plastic, you know. This is, it's got the custom PCB in there. It's a very expensive keyboard.
In a very, very I just can't stand the 90-degree cable thing you've got set up.
That is amazing setup, isn't it? And that thing here, this fits so well. I mean, look, I like removed this plastic here, and that thing just fit. That like plug fit perfectly between the wall here and this like piece of plastic here. It's like the exact perfectly snug size. It's so amazing.
Feels like you designed it.
It's almost like this, but I didn't. I completely rigged this. Rory can approve, and that's why it's so expensive. But yeah, and then I programmed the firmware to have the
switches
correct.
though were the main. Weren't the switches the main thing? Because you wanted like super quiet switches.
I wanted
So,
quiet
like-
switches, yeah. So those are Boba U4 quiet silence tactile switches.
Yeah, those switches were insanely expensive, at least compared to.
There are more expensive ones, but they weren't cheap, yeah. God, there's so much shit in this keyboard. I just close it up.
For people getting into the hobby, I'd recommend the ACO switches. They're some of the cheapest switches out there, and they feel super nice. Especially
it's
I like the
corroded in
ACO
there.
Ocean Blues.
Somehow get corroded in my keyboard. In plastic. It's interesting.
Breaks the keyboard.
Why are there so many hairs in there? This is disgusting. I'll just close it up and not look at it again. Should clean this up. Yeah, it took me a long time to build. It was very expensive. I have a guide on how to build this on GitHub. There is a repository called Aperture Science Keyboard, which is a guide that I wrote up for how to build this thing. Oh god, now I'm sweaty. Okay, I think we're gonna call the stream here. It's been 3 hours, so.
Yes, I am very tired.
The last questions that we have. No, you don't see weekly and neither GLaDOS. What are the characters? You'll find out. It's a mod. It's a story. No, they won't be co-op.
Will there be old Aperture stuff? No. So, well, you'll find out.
You'll find out.
You'll find out.
But we're really exploring modern Aperture in great depth in this mod. There are other mods that explore old Aperture much more than we do.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like that's necessary for us to do because they do it in so much more depth. Yeah, Upper Salt Mines, Abyss is what comes to mind, right? They explore old Aperture in a much more in-depth way that I don't have that much passion for old Aperture. I personally just have I just find modern Aperture more interesting. Not just in a way that I would prefer making more about modern Aperture than forcing myself to work on old Aperture.
There's actually one more question. Will there be like any also post-release?
Post-release will be soundtrack, uncompressed, losslessly compressed FLAC files, as well as MP3s. Developer commentary in-game, like the same as Valve did, and community contributed subtitles maybe. We'll still see about that. I want to talk to you guys about this next time we have a meeting, we should schedule one since today we didn't do one.
Yeah, fair enough.
There was something else, I think. No, I think that was it. Oh, and offering tools. Offering
Dev
tools.
commentary as well.
I said that.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. Authoring tools, so you'll have all of the like hammer and in-game tools and everything, as well as the map sources for our maps.
All the maps.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good.
Plus instances and everything. Please don't use our instances in your maps, in your for decoration. Don't just copy paste our beautiful decorations to your maps.
Don't do what we did.
For us, it's fine because we are a mod team, but other people will recognize that you just copy pasted our stuff.
Yeah, so try. There's some cool stuff in there. Like the droppers are quite cool.
No, we still don't have a multiplayer.
No.
Co-op would be cool, but we have never planned that. It was never the plan for us to make co-op, and it's very difficult to do that, and we just don't have any plans for that. Of course, it would be cool, but it's never been in the scope of this mod.
Is there a level editor? Yes, there is a level editor. Don't worry. After release. But yeah, I think it's everything. Oh god.
We want the stream to be sooner. I mean, I just do the stream whenever it fits us best. I try to stream in the evening for us because then that's like midday in the USA. So on the weekend evening or midday is a good time for most people. Awesome. So thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying our trailer so much. That's amazing. Look,
yeah, the response has been great.
Let's check the view count.
Yeah, check the thing.
161,000.
Ah.
Can we make 200k by the end of today? I don't know.
How many likes we got?
I think we just missed it. Likes? I don't know.
13,000 currently.
13,000, yeah. Fair enough, God.
I'm just glad that my channel isn't shadow banned for some reason. So I thought that I had a cursed channel, but apparently you can still...
Yeah, no, we got blessed.
Imicon trailers always go rounds, but it could also just be that, no, we just don't promote it. Who cares? So yeah, I'm really happy. So see you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.